Did I?
Yes, you did.
I scared you?
Yeah.
Why did I scare you?
Because you were scared of me.
Really?
Yes.
Is it because I don't usually scream?
You do scream.
I scream up. When I scream? When I be talking on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you scream.
Yeah.
You always scream like me. And Pepper. And Pepper.
And Peppa?
Yeah, Pepper also scream. We all scream.
I scream.
I'm talking about me and Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
So sweet.
That is sweet of you, baby girl.
That you don't sing it that way.
Right. Because we don't scream in this house, right, baby girl?
We do.
What? How we be screaming?
I scream in here.
Uh-huh.
You scream.
Uh-huh. What you be screaming about?
I'm screaming when I'm watching it, and I scream when I hurt myself. I scream
Or at night you scream whenever it's time to go to sleep.
When it's time to go to sleep?
and I cry.
You cry?
I scream and cry.
Oh my goodness.
When
Wow.
I scream
Okay.
and cry and
Uh-huh.
and
Okay, can I start my show now?
let me keep talking.
You keep talking.
And
But can I start my show soon? The people
let me talk to you.
you are talking to me, but the people want to talk to me too.
And
What else happened?
and
I
scream
uh-huh.
when nobody's sleeping.
Yeah, I be having the Rim Brothers cry too. The Rim Brothers, when I be talking to all the Rim Bros on my show, I be having them cry. And I be drinking their tears sometimes. I make them cry me a river.
Dads don't cry. Stop lying.
That's right. I didn't say I cry. I said I make the Rim Bros cry. All the Rim Brothers that be trying to take me down, and the ones that strike my channel, and the ones that always complaining about me. That's right. I make them cry. It's crazy that people. It's actually crazy that some of these Rim Bros, they actually try to strike my channel and get my show canceled. But what happened?
But Zoe and Zoe
Okay, let's go.
doesn't even cry or scream.
Okay. Shout out to Classic. What's up, Renee? Good day to you. Princess Cammy, good day to you as well. Bah. So Classic says from the jump, I guess she's really he or she, because I can't tell by the name. Come on, Sharon, and give us this fake outrage you're about to give. I don't know why would you think that is fake outrage. I don't understand when I'm somebody that's been consistent for a very long time. I've been speaking up against people and a degenerate behavior for a very long time. Way before I even started my show. Way before I even started my own YouTube channel. I've been going to bat and going to other people's panels, other people's shows, other people's channels, other people's chat, and having difficult conversations with them in real time. My name is Sharon Bracer, y'all, and every single day I rebel against remedial rhetoric. We are the solution-based group. And as of lately, it seems like what Taz told me and what every other man in this space has told me is that, hey, listen, one day they will turn on you. Even though you're doing the same thing, you holding people responsible and whatever, you're doing your best to mine out difficult conversations and you're giving your true, authentic thoughts and you're not silencing nobody else's true, authentic thoughts, even when they are your enemy and they're your known enemy. I still allow them to come up here and have a conversation with me. Need some water. Bit my lip. So even though I went to bat with damn near everybody in this space, all of a sudden, since I'm going after somebody that clearly does egregious things daily, He been doing egregious things for the past 2 years that I know him, 3 years. And he been doing it daily. That man even told me once to my face on the squares, of course, that a man like me should die. And it was kind of, I don't know. Today I felt a little violent today. I haven't felt violent in a long time. Today I felt violent and violated today. Because I felt that I was violated and anger and all these different emotions that came up out of me is because I haven't done anything different than I've been doing. I've been sticking to my word. I've been sticking to my guns. Anybody that has a rimology, we attack those thought patterns and see where did they get it from. Why do you think that women are this, that, and the third? I've been attacking rimology since before my cousin even came up with the term. I've been attacking rimology. Since day one, they be calling me Sims. People been trying to follow along, and then next thing you know, they the rim god. People been following me for a long time, following my blueprint. I've never said nothing about it. So I'm not cocky like that. It is what it is. You took my moniker, you ran with it because you had a channel. Fine. So now you simping. I get it. But we know in real life you're a rim brother. And we allowed it to happen. Fine, because nobody really took him serious. He's a joke. But he's a joke that he affected a lot of human beings, and he disrespected a lot of human beings with his words. And then I got the wind of it that somebody told me that on Bomb Cherry's channel today, that he said he struck my channel. And nobody said a word what he said. He said, yeah, I was the one. The reason why you can't review the video, Bomb Cherry, is because I striked his channel. And it said that video's down because I did that. And then he also lied and says because of my channel got stricken down because of child abuse. That's not what it got stricken down for. It got stricken down because it said that it was bullying. What's up, Terry? What up, Shiesty? All things, what it do? So you know what I'm saying? So like that was a lie. And nobody even bat a fucking eyelash when so what happened, Shiesty Bum, is the rim god, he struck my channel. Not because I don't even speak about the man. But on Bomb Cherry, he disclosed that he was the one that he struck my channel, and he made a false allegation, said he struck it and said it was child abuse, but it wasn't child abuse. My channel got stricken, and it was because it said it was, because they was cursing up a storm and world class and I was fighting and everything. So, whatever. It wasn't because of no child abuse, like how he's trying to say it was. So that man he put a strike on my channel, and not one person said anything about it. Not one person said, hey, you know what? Like, I get it that you trying to get that man's attention, and because you just a lover of men and you want to do anything. That's why you always saying egregious things and you want to say things in a sexual manner towards men every chance you get. And so like, yeah, Tony, I agree. I can't deny that. I agree with you, Tony. Shout out to you. And so I don't even speak about the man. I don't talk about his family. I don't talk about him. I don't bring him up. I don't do none of those things. And nobody said anything like, yo, what you did was wrong. Not one person. I thought that shit was crazy to me. And then he went again and he lied and said, Sharon talked about my kids or my daughter. And then I'm like, y'all know me. I don't talk about, even no matter who was talking about I still kept it on the person. Even when me and Fatty, Ali, Israel, who else? The BMU, like all those people that Mr. Rimtastic, like all those people that whoever had a problem with about this whole Rim Brother ideology, I never attacked them besides them, ever, no matter what they said. You feel what I'm saying, April? I never did it. And then not one person said, you know what? That don't sound like Sharon would talk about your daughter. He ain't never sure. Yeah, at least even if I possibly did say it, I didn't hear not one person say, hey, I didn't hear Sharon say it, and I don't know that to be Sharon's character to say something about somebody's family. And then, so I felt violated today. I was like, I don't mind people disagreeing with me and saying, hey, what you did, like, I think it was bad timing to talk about Jay Prince and his parenting, even though I always talk about parenting and keeping your hands off of children. This is something that I always talk about. This is not a new topic for me. I'm actually known in this space for talking about treating your kids and communicating with your children and keeping your hands off your children. I always said that if you put your hands on your wife, you're going to go to jail. You put your hands on your dog, you're going to go to jail. So you need to keep your hands off your damn children. This is something that I always talk about. I always have a problem with parents being over aggressively with their children. I always had a problem with parents being their child's first bully. And not one person said, hey, that's not Sharon's character to be talking about nobody's children or family, period. Even when they go down low and talk about his wife, his children, how they're going to beat him up, smack his daughter, have this done to them, have this did to him. She's a this, she's a that. They barely can attack me, so they try to attack my family. And I never asked somebody to back, and say something to other people for me. I don't need that. But I do need the people to be honest. I do need people to be honest and say, hey, you saying Sharon said something about your kid. I think you need to produce something and so we can actually see what you're talking about, because that is not a part of Sharon's character from what we know as of him. That's all I was looking for. It's like, hey, just don't lie on the man. Like, it's okay if you don't agree with me coming after Jay Prince's parenting. That's fine. Hey, Sharon, it was the wrong timing. You just got back. You don't really know what's going on in these YouTube streets. You should have took your time before you said something about, because Fatty did some foul shit. And we know you was gone for a little minute. Fine, I could deal with that. But to act like I don't speak out against about people that just want to be sexual all the time, lusting all the time, being degenerates all the time. This is something that I always talk about. That's what the whole the rimology is all about. Is that we're saying that these men need to take away lust, sex, and degeneracy. When we're talking about children, I'll say keep your hands off your children. Speak to your children. Communicate with your child. I always said that. I raised so many children, even children that's not mine. I raised. I brought people into my house that I didn't even. They was strangers. It was little kid, not little kids. They was young kids, homeless on the fucking train. I gave them a home. 2 fucking homeless kids. I put them in a house, mine, that I met on the fucking train. And then, so I didn't expect nobody to speak up for me and say, hey, this, that, and no. What I expected was for people to say, hey, that's not his character. Like, you need some proof of that. You can't say that he did that. That's the shit I didn't like. That's the shit I don't like. And so that's why I feel like I was violated. Then now all of a sudden, all the people that, like, it doesn't, like, for me, I'm gonna let y'all know. It doesn't matter what side of the rim brother situation that you on, whether you on the good rim brother or a bad rim brother, Pookie rim brother, married rim brother, I don't give a fuck. If you out here spewing that rimology and you get other men to believe in your rimology, I have a problem with it, because I have daughters. And also, I have nephews. I have a son. I have cousins that's a male as well. I don't want one of them come across your remology and they start following the same shit that you do. Because it's dangerous. Beloved, so for everybody that don't know, so Daryl Long, since I don't really mention the man's name, but Daryl Long is the one that put a strike on my channel. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yes. So the Rim God himself, he was the one that put a strike on my channel. As many people that, and then not only that, that people are trying to make it seem like, oh, Sharon, you're doing it all for the money. It's like, bruh, what? Anybody that ever came to my, I always said, hey, listen, I want anybody to be able to speak their mind. I even let people that blatantly disrespect me come onto my panel when I had clear problems with them at the time, and I still let them speak their goddamn mind. My whole thing is I do not want to censor anybody. So I allow people to come onto the platform and speak their minds as long as it's their own thoughts. And I get it. No matter what side of the coin you on, when you don't like somebody, it feels a little weird. Guess what? When they so-called all the ladies was out here and y'all was running rampant and y'all was spending money and dropping big dog names and they were saying, Sharon, this is all. They say, Sharon, you doing this all for money. You shouldn't be kicking Rimtastic off the panel for $20. He's a popular person. What I do, I still drop them because that's the part of the show. I let the audience decide. And when the ladies get out here and they get on the panel and they start and they cooking these goddamn dudes up with logic, with their words, I ain't stopping. I ain't jumping in the middle of not damn one fight. And you know what those people, you know what those Rim brothers said? Sharon is doing it all for money. He's a panderer. They just disrespect me. They try to dismantle my whole character, even though I said I allow people to speak their mind. It doesn't matter if I believe their ideology. Doesn't matter if I believe their rimology. I say, hey, come up. Don't, you know I'm going to rebel against your remedial rhetoric. They'll come over here regurgitating somebody else's thoughts. You're going to have to stand on it. That's what I let people do. And a lot of people have a problem with that solution. Why do you let people just say what they want to say? So I can see who the fuck they are. And so y'all also in the audience that's hanging out with me every single day, make sure y'all can see who's who in the fucking audience as well. So they can pull that fucking mask off, because over here I explain that who you are is enough. Take that fucking mask off. Take that representation, that representative off. Be who you are. Because I can see you any fucking way. I can see you anyway. So take your mask off and be who you really are. Because who you are is good enough for somebody. Be who you are. It's good enough for somebody. Your rimology, it doesn't matter. But my problem that I had, right, with me just allowing people to speak their mind, now that same very thing, that same attribute that I did that made everybody on the other side so upset. Sharon, you let these women say this. Sharon, you let these women say that. You let these women say that. I gave people a voice so they could be heard. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. We don't even really be talking about money over here, because I know people feel strange about money. So I try to, I'm very conscious of that. So I let everybody get an opportunity to get their voice out and be heard and go through what they went through and say, hey, this is what I've been through. God, tell me what it is. And then, so now, for this other side, so now that I still hold that same integrity, I haven't changed that point of view. I was having a show on Monday, my first day back. I was gone for a little minute. Hey, beautiful baby girl, can you put the air on for me for a little bit, please? Thank you, baby. Thank you. I appreciate you. And so now I'm doing a show. I was doing a show about a completely different topic. I didn't even have no idea that Fatty and the Rim Prince even had a brand new situation going on. But my guy, the world class, is always his fault, by the way. It's always the world class fault. So he came up on my channel. He was in chat. He said, "Hey, did you hear what he did? He got this 3-year-old, this, that, and the third." I was like, "What you talking about, bro?" I'm talking about something completely. What are you talking about, Patty? Did something about a 3-year-old? What are you talking about? He's like, "Yeah, bro. He got the Rim Princess 3-year-old doing such and such." I was like, "What? This is crazy. You're gonna have to show me that, bro. You can't just say something like that." And mind you, I did it without $1, even though they say I'm all about $1. And then when I do get $1 for my time, which I don't know why people have a problem with somebody sending me $1 to $100 and anything in between. It would be I appreciate if y'all hit that like button. I appreciate if you hit that share button, and I appreciate you send me 99 cents and above. I appreciate you. Thank you. And then, people were talking shit about that. Yeah, I don't know why he did that for $5 super chats anyway. So if it don't matter, why y'all beefing about it? If all I'm getting is $5, $10 super chats, why y'all mad at it if it ain't big money in the first place? You don't think I should be compensated for any of my time that I put out here? It's crazy. Wow to me. Anywho, so I'm talking to the man. I'm like, "Hey, what you talking about, bro?" He said, "Yeah, Fatty got the 3-year-old butt booty naked." What you mean a 3-year-old butt booty naked? I can't play no video like that over here. He said, No. He got a logo over it. I was like, "You sure?" He said, "Yes." Fine. I'm gonna trust you, world class, which is everything is his fault, by the way. Shout out to my girl.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Thank you, B Love. She is a solution-based gangster now. That's right. And we are dealing in nothing but the truth from here and forever. Shout out to B Love dealing with the truth. And so I said, "Hey, show me what's going on. I'm not in the loop." So we get into the goddamn loop. He's showing me I'm like, "God damn, that's foul." I was like, "Yeah, I think that is and this is what I said. I think that is a horrible way to try to prove a point that the Rim Prince is a horrible father. He should know better than that. It's not the way to do it." I said it. I wouldn't show you that I said it, but guess what? My channel got stricken out. Everybody's happy that it did because I went against the Rim Prince. Well, I'm going to let you know. It doesn't matter what side of the coin you are. If you're a Rim brother, I'm on your neck. I'm on your neck. It don't matter. So the Rim Prince, I'm on his neck too because he said a lot of faulty things with his rimology. He advocates for violence on women, particularly Black women. I have a problem with that.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to the Blackout Podcast with the $2 super sticker. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Anybody that sends me any kind of appreciation, I really appreciate it because I understand how hard it is. I've been broke before. Y'all don't understand. I get it. Sometimes y'all see me who I am now. Y'all think I came from a silver spoon, some of y'all, for some strange reason, but no, I did not. But I appreciate y'all for thinking that I did. That means that I came a long way and I was able to trim off some of the rough edges of who I am. Yeah, exactly, Normal Nerd. Exactly. They forget all that. And he said some egregious things on my channel. He said himself that Black women should die. I was just like, yo, Rim Prince, you can't say shit like that, bro. Shout out to MZ Heavy Tits. Oh. So you know what I'm saying? And so like he's been saying some wild, crazy things for a very long time. The man said I should die. I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? So as we mining it out and we was working through it, shout out to my guy.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Miss seeing these every morning. Oldest Hoop podcast with the $2. Sharon, keep pushing. Give them a place to speak. I appreciate that. That means a lot because it's not an easy job attempting to allow people to get a chance to voice themselves. Because I'm always going to be the one that's going to get what's up, MJ? I'm always going to be the one that's going to get blamed for allowing people to converse. And it's a little heartbreaking for me because I really want people to get their voice out, because I know how it's a struggle for a lot of people to actually be heard, even inside their own household. Some people do not get a chance to speak. And some people, they don't even have confidence in themselves because they never got the opportunity to speak and somebody was listening to them. So that's why it's important for me that I don't censor people, because I know people come from all types of backgrounds, and sometimes your background make you feel like you can't talk in certain places. And I don't want this place to be one of them that they feel like they cannot communicate. You feel what I'm saying, Thomas? I want people to be able to feel comfortable enough to, whatever they're going through, speak it. And so when I was talking with World Class, right? So let's get back to the story of how all this bullshit started, even though the conversation was never about Fatty or Rim Prince. So we was having a conversation, and I was like, yeah, man, that's foul what Fatty did. He should not have used that clip to prove that the Rim Prince is a bad father. It was very distasteful, is the word I actually used. And so while we was bonding through it, so as y'all know, I allowed people to come up. Fatty said, nah, I'm going to defend myself. So I allowed Fatty to defend himself. Well, not even allow. I just gave him the space for him to speak his mind and let them two go at it. So World Class and Fatty, even though everything's World Class, so World Class and Fatty was going at it. Tooth and nail. Going back and forth. Then the Rim Prince, he hit it. I allowed Tim to come up. And then now all day. Then Flora, she's screaming back. And everybody's, it turned to a circus. And I was trying to calm it down so this way World Class can present what he wanted to present and get Fatty to answer some questions about the situation. But every time I asked Fatty a question, the other side got too emotional, which I understand with the Rim Prince and Flora to be that emotionally involved in the conversation. And they wouldn't let them get a word in edgewise. And then they went into a whole clusterfuck. And then now, because of the conversation that I attempted to have and allow the Rim Prince to so-called expose the Rim Meister, Fatty himself, and he was not able to do it, and he couldn't do it in front of the audience, now I'm to blame for it. They say, Sharon, you was on his side because he paid you. He said, Sharon, can I give you $20 so I could play this video, please? I was like, okay. And then they act like that is a problem. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault that you ain't got $20 and a video to show the combatant. Shake your ass, ho. It ain't my fault. Shake your ass, ho. Don't blame me. Shake your ass, ho. If the Rim Prince wanted my protection, all he had to do was ask. Say, hey, Big Daddy Bracy, can I get your protection, please? I would have tell him, shake that ass, ho! It ain't my fault. It is what it is. But he did not want to go that route because he feel like he is somebody that is at a higher standard than everybody else. He actually believed that people are just making content off of him just because he is some kind of famous person. No, people making content off of you because you are doing degenerate things and you are in our space and we see the degenerate behavior and it's ridiculous at times. I mean, like you did things like show your shitty underwear. You showed that. I was like, what the why would you show that? Let's talk about your lust. Using a clinic, getting yourself checked out for STI, STD, and you seen a girl with a fat butt. You was like, damn, her ass look fat, even though you was in a clinic that does tested for STIs. You were so lustful that you said, let me holler at this girl, even though she potentially has an STI. Then you go and talk to her and say, hey, what you in here for? She says, she tells you, she says, I got chlamydia. I got the make it clap. And we ain't talking about just her ass shaking her asshole. No, we talking about she got the clap. So, even though he knew she had a clap, he said, man, that ass look too good. I got it. What's the second thing? We talk about lust. Then the second thing, we talk about sex. So you got to take away lust and sex. So he said, first he lusted over her big booty. And then he was like, yes, I still want to have sex with her, even though I know she got the fine. So he goes and do that. And then the third thing, degeneracy. Right? So let's see, did he do anything degenerate with that woman? He did not just lust over her, even though she was in a clinic. And then he found out that she has the, and he still has sex with her, right? And then after he had sex with her, guess what else he did? He did it unprotected. That's the degenerate part. And what do we say? Hey, you need to take lust, sex, and degeneracy out of the equation if you want to be a goddamn man. Stop being a damn rim brother. But he put all three of those in that situation. And then you know what he said later? Do you know how he found out that he got the clap? Because he went to the bathroom to take a piss and it burned. He said, I called and I cursed out. You got me burning in here. He turned to Usher. You should let it burn. You know when the... What? That's what he did. He let it burn. He caught chlamydia. He caught the clap on purpose because he knew she had it. He decided, even though I know your vagina is burning, he said, I got the fire hose to put it out. I'm the fireman. And now, guess what? His fire hose was burning too. So that's what happened. So that's lust, sex, and degeneracy all in one story. Rim brother, something that we'll go against every single. We go against that remedial rhetoric every single day. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then we still, even though I'm over here proving my point of view, right, and say that me going after J. Rim Prince, that it doesn't change my ideology or my integrity or my morals. It's actually what I do. He is the perfect example of who I am talking about. Somebody that says, yes, you should put your hands on a woman. He don't care. He's remedial. His rimology is ridiculous. God damn it. It's all the times we hear our ladies say, I'm not. We hear the ladies say all the time over here on the SBG, they say, I'm not sponsoring no man. And then the men that get sponsored gets love. It's insane. And this is why a lot of men that are doing the right things and the righteous things is so, I think, a little taken back about hopping on these goddamn panels and speaking their mind because they're going to get attacked. I'm somebody that is doing my best to hold my integrity by allowing people to speak their minds even when I don't like the person. Even when me and that person is beefing, I still let them on the panel so they can have their fucking voices heard. Get your story out so we can see what the hell's going on. What up, Sal? And people are afraid to come out because even when a man is doing all the right things, he says, hey, I'm not going to put my hands on him because even though everything that I say, y'all heard me just talking to my baby girl. My daughter's here. Even though that everything that I say in my stream, I say it in real life in front of my children. Y'all hear me speak to my children. Y'all see my oldest daughter hop on panels. My oldest daughter hopped on the panel with us. She beat in the chat. You hear my other little babies, the towns, you hear them rapping in real time. You hear them singing in real time. My 3-year-old, she came up on the screen and checked me and said, Daddy, don't curse out your friends. Y'all see it. It's my real name. People looking me up, looking up my family, old pictures. I put it all on the fucking line. Ain't no fucking cap here. The same shit I say here, I say in real life because I live in my life in real time. You see and hear my children. You hear them playing the piano. You hear them playing the guitar. You hear them playing the fucking violin. You hear them speaking different languages. You hear how I communicate with them. So these other people, we don't hear how do you communicate with your so-called children. And then we got classic saying things just like, I don't know why she want to bat for somebody that if this is a man or woman, I'm not sure, but if it is a woman, especially if it was a black woman, you are protecting somebody or you fighting for somebody that said you should die. You are fighting for somebody that said violence should be put upon you. That's what that man said. And I'm here just voicing my opinion against it. Doing my best to go up against this for as much as I possibly can to combat all of the rimology because there's a lot of them out there. I even think some of this rimology is the reason why black men are running into the goddamn Republicans. They got so much rimology in their fucking head that they don't even care if Kamala is a good candidate or not. We got people like Charleston White would say, just because she's a black woman, I would never vote for her. I'd rather vote for a white man. Straight up. He don't care who the other candidate was. That might be true, Black Rain TV. But here's the thing with me. So this is so you know that I am holding my integrity. This is why you know I'm holding my integrity. Because regardless of what side, who's who, I'm holding people that have that rimology accountable no matter who they are. At one point, Rim Prince, he was over here. Yes, we got to go against. Yeah. Oh, but do you think that makes you excusable? No, you motherfucker. You cannot be saying that you want black women to die. You cannot tell me that you want black women to get punched in the face. You cannot tell me that black women deserve less. No. We are not having that shit. We are not going to tell me that my black woman, that's right, I said mine, don't have no value outside of sex. You are not going to do that. You are not going to put black women down in front of my face. You're not going to do it. I don't care who the fuck you are. Well, if it's Rimtastic, well, if it's the Rim Prince, where's the BMU, the Black Men Unhealthy? Who else? If Israel Mills wanted to turn back into a rim rider, because right now me and him is cool, so you know. Whoever. I went against almost everybody in this space by myself, and I didn't ask nobody for the help. Nobody. I went against all these motherfuckers. I put it on the line with my thoughts and said, I'm standing tall on what I believe. I'm not going to allow you to push me off my square. Game on the line. Call me Braun. You crazy. I got the motherfuckers out of here. Cook them up. I'm Braun. These bum-ass streamers with their fucking low-ass views. I'm getting paid over some shit that I taught my fucking self. I taught myself how to stream. Did this shit on my own. I don't have no fucking crew. Built this shit up from the ground. Give me my flowers, nigga. What? Y'all crazy? You better stop playing with me. And you goddamn right. I know some people don't like the way how I get down to my solutions. It's fine. You can critique that all you want. But nonetheless, we get down to some serious conversation. Classic, if you want to host half my show, send me $200 via Cash App and you got it. You think that's supposed to make me scared like I'm scared of money? Let me put my Cash App. You act like somebody's supposed to be scared of $1. Huh? Huh? I'm supposed to be scared of $1? Nah, I ain't go fall for that. Anybody disagree with me? I would love to hear. Y'all got this. Those people that is mad at me, y'all got the same 24 hours to get it popping. My panel is always open. I'll allow anybody, even my enemies, that come up here and square up with me and go ahead. Let me see. Let me see your words. It ain't my fault you're a little slow. It's not my fault. Shake your ass, ho. You got the same 24. I built this shit from me, from this. We came up with a new term together. We did this shit. Got these goddamn Rim brothers crying. Let me drink to some of their tears. But as we see, we starting to see that it got some Rim sisters out there too. We might have to start a segment of them Rim sisters. I don't know. I didn't know they existed like that. But clearly, the person that is doing all the righteous things is doing their best to keep shit together, to do things the correct way, learn from their mistakes, what they did in the past, and correct them in real time. So yes, so let's see. Where is that? Let me see. Class, did you send me my 200? You talking all that shit, or you just talking? They don't really want no problems. They just talking. I'm about to go get one. I'm about to go get one in a size medium. I'm about to go get one in a size medium.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
The Chicago Real with the Father. This Sharon is a determined to all we hold sacred. Get him all the way the F out of here with that Brooklyn bullshit. Yes. I'm not gonna allow y'all Rim brothers to disrespect this melanated woman. Why? Why? Because y'all feel a certain way. Y'all want to say that black women this and black. No. Tell me what policies you do not like about Kamala. Don't tell me because she's a woman, I don't want to never have a black woman as president. I don't want to hear that shit with your rimology ass. Barack says she could do it. Barack says she could do it. He's endorsing her. That was the only problem I had with it at first. I'm like, hey, if Barack ain't about it, then I don't know if I'm gonna check it out. But if you don't come up here, BMU, bring your ass up here and you tell me why we should not put our backing towards Kamala Harris. Please tell me why we should be voting for a man that says grab women by the vagina. Tell me why. Tell me why we should elect a goddamn felon first. Tell me why. Tell me why we should go ahead and vote for somebody that we know was on the golf course more than he was in the goddamn Oval Office. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Ooh, tell me why. Now we have somebody that's gonna be able to explain to me why Donald Trump is the better candidate. Please tell me why.
Damn, boy, you need to go get some voice lessons. God damn. What's up, man? Hey, listen, we're actually having this conversation tonight, man. And if you still going at that time, that's not a problem. But I would love to have you in the conversation tonight. Because Al Sharpton, 8:30 Central, we're talking about Kamala tonight. Because Al Sharpton said you're not a real black person or a real black man if you don't vote for Kamala. So we're gonna break that. Yeah, we're gonna break that down tonight. So we'd love to have you, brother. I'll send you the link. Anyway, no, man, I think it's just you people are picking the lesser of the two evils. I think Donald Trump ain't shit and she ain't either. And I think that people just gonna have to just pick with their gut, man. You know, if you go look at, and tonight we have the record. So thank God for Mr. Bennett. Shout out to Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett is very resourceful when it comes to research, and he has her record when she was the district attorney. He also has it when she was the AG of California as well. And he sent it to me. It just don't look, man. She didn't put more niggas in jail. She put niggas in jail for weed for 15 years, 17 years, 20 years for weed.
Black Man Filter, you are talking about criminals, not black men, correct? You're talking about criminals.
Okay, so you saying people that smoke weed?
Because the way how y'all wording it, y'all making it seem like that she just was like, "Hey, come here, you black man. Hey, Black Man Unfiltered, you come here." No, these was already criminals, correct? They was already arrested for doing some kind of charge. Is that correct?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think people that smoke?
Before you ask me, you got to answer mine.
Okay, you said okay. We'll say I'll give you that criminals, right?
Okay.
Now let me ask you. Is it criminal activity to smoke weed?
At that time? Well, so if we are going to pick up I don't know if it was necessarily criminal in California. However, I'm pretty sure the people that she was getting locked up, they wasn't getting arrested for 10 years for smoking weed. I'm pretty sure it was about distribution.
Yeah, having weed, right? So now, my question to you is, because she said they asked her on the Breakfast Club, if you remember that interview, do you smoke weed? She started laughing.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." Through college. Now, when she was in college, weed was illegal. Mm-hmm. So wouldn't that also make her a criminal that just didn't get caught?
No.
Excuse me? If marijuana is illegal and she's smoking it, and it's illegal and she's smoking it, that's illegal activity. If they caught her smoking it when she was in college,
So I think the problem is that we are conflating somebody smoking weed on some recreational situation and somebody that is attempting to be Nino Brown of weed, especially
so Kamala is 60, right? She's 58, almost 60. So when she was in college, it was illegal to smoke it, to distribute it, all that.
Yeah, but that's after recreational. So most of the time, even back then, people that got caught for smoking it, they didn't go to jail for no 5-10 years.
Well, absolutely, but yeah, right. So if you stop me and I got weed in my,
so that's what I'm saying. We got to make sure we are not putting in her smoking weed compared to somebody selling 10 pounds of weed. Those are two completely different offenses.
Right,
and
right.
I think the problem is that because people are so jaded. A lot of these Rim brothers is so jaded and they just upset that a black woman let me say a melanated woman got the opportunity to even go up against a white man, which they, a lot of black men, not you, because I hear you speak, but a lot of black men are very afraid to go against a white man.
Now let me say this. Now, how do you, this is my question to you as well. But how do you feel about this influx of black women who say, "Fuck Kamala. I'm not voting for the bitch. She did this, and this." I mean, from Candace Owens all the way down to other celebrities and content creators, women who have gone on IG. I got videos of all of them. I'm gonna have them on the show tonight. They're saying, "We're not voting for this bitch. What are we voting for her for? She's trash. She's not qualified." They getting her in the office. She only got the vice presidency because of DEI.
Right. So I think that's very dishonest for somebody to say that a woman that fought her way through the ranks, and she is intelligence, right? Like she was a prosecutor, regardless.
Right.
Like so people trying to just to deny that she has no skill set whatsoever, and like she wasn't in the mix for many of years. It's just disingenuous at best. I hate to use that word, but when you hear these people talk about Kamala without talking about policy, when they just talk about she's a bitch, she's not black anyway, and all these other remedial rhetoric that they say, instead of just saying, hey, I don't like this policy going from 1 through 10, whatever it is, because I don't mind that at all. But when it's only about because she's a so-called black woman married to a white man, she's not black anyway. Like when it starts being like that, that's when I'm starting to get a little strange. Let me welcome somebody into the show, and I want you to keep on cooking, black man. Matter of fact, Gabby, somebody in, go ahead. Say your point, and I'll bring it.
So let me ask you, because I asked some people this today who are Kamala supporters, who are AKAs, right? So I work with a bunch of AKAs, and I'm asking them. They say, yes, we're gonna vote for our sister. Yeah, that's our sorority. We're gonna vote for her. Okay, cool. I said, cool. I say, they said we got our pearls and our shoes ready. We're gonna be supporting. I said, great. I said, what can y'all tell me out of you group of 6 women? Can y'all tell me what policies y'all like that she's bringing to the table? None of them could answer. And she don't have any. She hasn't even put any policies out yet. They're supporting her blindly.
Well, I wouldn't say blindly, right? Because we got to say that she's going to adopt some of the president's policies, right? She's going to adopt some of those things, right? And we also could probably kind of like go back when she first was trying to go against Joe in the first place and see what kind of policy she was trying to push, because this is all moving very fastly for her, and so she won't have to come up with some policies quick, fast, in a hurry. That is for sure. She got that whole Lift Act that she was trying to push.
Right.
When first was trying to run.
Now I would encourage
no problem. I also have no problem because we've been complaining for years that white people, they don't care about nothing. As long as that person white, they're gonna vote for them. So at the same time, I'm not gonna be faulting any woman that resonates with us. Say, hey, I trust my sister the same way how people back in the days, how we say the conspiracy is that they just trust a white brother. So I'm not going to be mad at it. But let me bring this person in. Welcome to the show. Good day, sir. How you doing?
Good day. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Can y'all hear me, cuzzo? Because
yeah,
I'm on the road currently in traffic, man. So salute to y'all, man. First of all, let me take my shoes off before I come into the room. Peace and love to all the beautiful queens in the chat. The SBG First Lady, Anya Bracy, Dakima Renee, Robin M, DB, Shiesty Bum, Victorious One, Sexy Red TV, Renee, Ariel, CH, Voice of Venus, Verbal Assassin, The Supreme Goddess, PH Diva, Bomb Cherry Juice, Rogue C, It's Me, Dr. G, April Carter, Conversations with MJ, Zero Tolerance, all the queens, man, all the queens, Terry. I can't forget about none of the queens, man. You know, every time I come on this platform, I'm going to make it my purpose to give y'all flowers, lift y'all up, and show these men, show these knuckleheads how they should be treating the ladies on this internet, man. So let me get right to it, man, because BMU, you know, he said some crazy things. Here's the thing, right? When he brought up the record of Kamala Harris, right? He wanted to talk about how many black men she put away. But what he ain't talking about is that was her job. She was a prosecutor, right? So when we are judging a prosecutor's record, we're judging them on their success rate. She wasn't a defense attorney. Her job wasn't to prove them innocent. Her job was to prove that they were guilty. That was her job. So literally, when you judge a prosecutor's job, you're judging them based on their success rate and if they had any lawsuits when, you know, she illegally prosecuted anybody, prosecuted misconduct and all those kind of things, right? So when we judge Kamala Harris's prosecutor history, she had a good history, right? Yes, it was a lot of black men that was arrested and that she prosecuted, but she wasn't the police officer who arrested them. She wasn't the judge who presided over the case. She was the prosecutor. BMU, because she's a black woman, he wants her to be the prosecutor and the defense attorney. That's what I mean about these Rim brothers.
But she's not. Hold on a second. Hold on. First of all, let's get this straight. When you say Rim brothers, I'm a married man, have my own family, ain't nothing Rim about me. Second of all, I want to acknowledge the fact that truth and facts are facts. We can sit here and talk about she wants to be a black woman, but tonight, when I play these videos on my show tonight, Brownsville, you invited as well, my brother. But tonight on this show, I'm going to play the video when she says she didn't claim any type of race. She didn't even claim being black. And now all of a sudden now we got everybody saying, well, just because she's a black woman. No, she didn't say she was black. She said, I'm from Asian descent one time. I'm from Indian descent one time. She's picking her race depending on where she is. So, and this is on video.
So that's a totally different point than what I was talking about. But we can talk about that too. Yes, she's biracial. Her father is Jamaican, right? And her mother is Indian descent, right? Which makes her a black woman. She plays at a black sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, the same sorority of my wife, right? So what I'm saying is, when we're talking about the record, right, of Kamala Harris, and you bringing up how many black men she prosecuted, well, let's talk about Donald Trump. How many black men and black women did he disenfranchise before he got elected president?
Now, hold on, before
you ain't mentioned that. Hold on, BMU. You didn't mention nothing about the Central Park 5. Those 5 brothers, he put away. He was responsible for putting them away and sliding all the community into saying that they were guilty, and come to find out them brothers was innocent.
Okay, now look.
What about the woman that he raped, and he had to pay money because he raped them?
No, hold on. First, okay.
Talk about that, BMU.
No, hold on. It's fine. Listen, we're gonna be. I'm gonna keep my same tone. I'm not gonna get emotional. However, I will say that if you go back and watch my show from Tuesday, we talked about the Central Park 5. We broke both candidates down because I'm not going either way, right?
But
so we broke Trump.
You didn't talk about it today. You talked about Kamala
Oh, okay.
Harris.
No. But I'm saying overall, I've been talking about both because this is election season. That's what I'm doing on my show. We're talking about Trump,
on a panel
and we're talking about that.
I get that. But why didn't you come on a panel, right? And you talk about Donald Trump's history and his record prior to becoming president? Because when you compare, when you compare Donald Trump's history and his record prior to becoming president to Kamala Harris's record and history, it's not even a comparison. It's like comparing JP for president to Malcolm X.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Finish. I want you to Browns, I want you to answer this question for me, because me and you've been in the world long enough for you to finish this quote for me. What Malcolm X? You said Malcolm X. So I want to bring up one of his quotes. Malcolm X says, "When white people have the cold, black people have the what?"
He said they had the flu.
Right. So you see, so you cannot put Kamala and Donald Trump in the same area, because no matter what Donald do, them white people showing up. They don't give a damn. He said that I can go in Times Square and shoot somebody and I can get away with it. You see, they just dropped the cases and all the evidence that they had against Trump. We talked about this Tuesday. All the evidence they had against Trump, their prosecutor had against Trump, they dropped it.
But he still was convicted for several felonies. He's a convicted felon. You know that.
Right. And you see they extended his trial date. Right? They're trying to get it right around.
But what I'm saying, BMU, I get all that, right? But what I'm saying is, don't try to make it seem like that Donald Trump has the moral high ground in any way when it comes to the record.
Absolutely not. He only thing that Donald Trump has over Kamala Harris, he has the complexion for the protection. That's it.
Right. So what I'm saying is, as a black man, right, we should not be getting up on platforms talking about Kamala Harris's record when it comes to prosecuting black men. When Donald Trump record with black people is 1,000 times worse.
I wish you would have asked me how I felt about both candidates first. But the reason that I'm bringing those things up about Kamala Harris, because you will see in the first debate with her and Trump, they're going to talk about her and they're going to bring up those things. They've done it in the first one. That's why she didn't get the candidacy the first time, because they talked about her record as the district attorney, as the attorney general.
But BMU,
right?
you got to understand the difference. That was the Democratic primary. This will be the debate for the actual president, right? So they're going to talk about the record. They're going to talk about her record as being a prosecutor, and they're going to talk about her record as being a U.S. senator, right? And do you know she was the senator when President Barack Obama was the president, right? So all of his agenda and things that he signed off into law, Kamala Harris had to vote for those things, right?
Mm-hmm. So
but let me say this, Cuzzo, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Let me say this, man. Listen, as a black man, I agree with Al Sharpton. I'm just gonna say it. If you a black man and you willing to vote for a racist man over a black woman, you are a weak man. You shouldn't be considering yourself black anymore. You a coward.
It's going too far,
you
bro.
a fake. You a phony. You an Uncle Tom.
Damn.
Whatever you want to call it, that's what you are. You heard it from Brownsville first.
So Brown,
being emotional, sir. You being
disagree with it or
emotional as
not.
hell right now. You being emotional. That's you talking out the emotion.
Listen,
You can't really mean that, Brownsville.
I said what I said. Listen, I'm for the black woman. I'm gonna put it like this, straight up. I'm a black man and I'm for the black woman, right? And I'm
Well,
gonna
pronounce the
way
name right
Marcus
first of
Garvey
all.
put
Well,
it
pronounce
to
the
you.
name right
The
first of
reason
all,
why
and I ain't on
black
nobody's
women are
side, but you
losing their
pronouncing the name
virtue
wrong.
is because y'all black men are weak.
hey, now I will say this, man. You talk now. I will take one thing I took from
A couple
Brownsville.
of these super chats. I'm gonna go right to you, BMU, and then we're gonna go to
Okay.
Otis.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to the Dame Pooh Roast Reacts with the $4.99. They have nothing. Say anything to hold a 34 felony bandits nuts. Yikes. That was crazy. Terry, black men said they'll vote for Trump because he made the money when he was president.
Exactly.
A convicted felon with more court cases pending. Whoa.
And
Tony
that's a
going
lie
with the
too,
two ball. Why the rim wrangler not being stoic right now?
Exactly.
That listen, I made just as much money with Trump than I did with Obama. It was no different, right? So
Yeah,
that's a lie too. Listen, man,
but it all depends. No,
these
Brownsville.
good
It all
suckers,
depends.
these
Brownsville, stop though.
dudes that
Brownsville. It
hate
all
black women.
depends. Brownsville. It all depends what tax bracket you in, man. And a lot of people who have a lot of power, when Joe Biden was in office, if they look at their bottom lines, like I'll give you 50 Cent, for instance. 50 Cent said, hey, when I did all my movies and all my shows and we got taxed up, man, Joe Biden taxed the fuck out of us. He said millions. He said when Trump was in office, it didn't even touch. He said, I don't even think I paid over $750,000, $800,000. He said, man, to Joe Biden, I didn't pay $12, $13, $14 million in taxes. So that's why a lot of a lot of successful people who got a bottom line, they are not going to vote for Kamala Harris. They're not.
So I got a question for you.
Right, I don't expect the elite. The elite definitely not going to vote for
Absolutely not.
Harris. So they're going to vote for Trump because Trump don't believe in the elite paying taxes.
And also we can't forget that it takes a while for whatever the president did for the residual to actually hit the public, right? So with Trump getting Barack, right? He got all that great unemployment rate, all that great this and this, that, and the third. And then so what Joe Biden got, he got all that residual from all the tariffs that he implemented, and everybody got that immediate money. We wound up getting into this point where inflation is going crazy. While Trump was there, all the houses, everybody was just buying them houses. Guess what they had to do? Raise the interest rate. And so we can't act like President Biden didn't inherit that from the Trump situation. So I think that's another part that we gotta be careful when we talk about this BMU, because we understand that the president at hand, he usually inherits a good or bad situation from the previous one. So
Now,
And
I want to. I'm gonna say this, and I'll land my
you
plane.
mentioned Malcolm X. Hold on, BMU. Let me ask you this question because you mentioned Malcolm X, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, Malcolm X also once said this. He said, "Black men are their own worst enemy." You know why he said that? He said that in a debate in 1963.
Uh-huh.
You want to know? You want to know why Malcolm X said that?
Why did he say it?
He said, "Black men are their own worst enemy because there's some of us, instead of unifying behind other black people, they would rather champion the white man to be their savior." So when I hear black men getting on panels talking about, oh, Donald Trump, when there's a woman who look like them that's opposing him, but yet you want to champion that white dude as your savior, you are the problem. You are our own worst enemy, my brother.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, we get you, got.
Yeah. So I want to say this. I hear what you're saying, Brownsville, and I want to say this because, like I said, this is a study case for me, and we're gonna really break this thing down tonight. So you're invited if you're available, brother. But if you look at what's going to happen is, and I want y'all to mark my words, write this down, put a date beside it. I'm predicting the future. When they have that debate, the very thing that they're going to that they're going to bring up about Sister Harris, they're going to bring up about what we just talked about her record. And they're also going to bring up immigration. She was in charge of immigration. This is the highest Yes,
What do you mean
this
she
is.
was in
She was
charge of
not in
immigration?
charge of it. They keep
She's the
saying
vice
that.
president. What are you talking about?
Hold on. So she failed miserably with immigration.
No, but
Let's
how? That was never her job.
because if you look at yes, she was handling immigration.
No.
All right, so Otis want to jump in. Hold on, BMU. Otis want to jump in on the immigration part as well. Hopefully, you don't mind. Otis jump in on the immigration part.
She was assigned to travel the different different borders. She was not assigned to take care of the immigration problem. She was not. Please just do your research. I'm just begging you, please. But she was not in charge of that. And also, I want to comment on this too. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. I just want to finish. I want to finish this last thing. So even when it came to think about this, even when it came to we'll talk about it more tonight. If y'all, I like all of y'all invited tonight, if y'all want to come. But to break this thing down with intellectual people, I'm not inviting no clowns. But I will say, even when it came to the African president, right? The African president said we had Kamala Harris come to our country, sit down and have a conversation with us. He said the week prior, I was talking to the prime minister, and the prime minister, we were talking about military tactics, how we can protect our country. If we ever go to war, how are we going to handle war? How are we going to suit up for war, right? And he said when Kamala came, she wanted to talk about why the country is not accepting gay rights. There was no, and I have it on video. I'm playing it tonight. He said when she came to my country, she wanted to talk about men marrying men, women marrying women, instead of talking about the tactics of how we can survive together and coexist if war ever breaks out. This was a time, and he said she didn't want to talk about anything else, and she started threatening them, saying that if you guys don't start accepting the gay rights, that we're going to cut you guys off financially.
That's why she didn't want to talk about how can we. She's like, listen, ain't no scenario where you have any kind of power to talk to me about how we want to survive, because you won't survive. That's what the military told us. So she was trying to be nice.
Yeah, she said. So basically, the African president
part of BMU. Like, imagine you, the biggest, baddest military, going to one of the places that don't have a military. They barely have tanks. Talking about, hey, how are we going to survive if a war happened? What are you talking about? You are the least of our problem if a war happens. Shut up. Let me talk about what I really want to talk about. Let's talk about this situation with your people doing X, Y, and Z.
Can you hear me, brother?
Barely. Not really. While Brownsville get his microphone set up, let HQ jump in here real quick. Go ahead, HQ.
Yeah, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
This is what I feared that men won't vote for a female
Mm.
candidate because every time I go into a room, that's all I hear is excuse after excuse to vote for the 34 felony dude.
Damn.
Every excuse under the sun, knowing full well this person is not, he was not qualified when he ran.
Shit.
He was just a man. He didn't have any kind of background in public service. He didn't have any kind of background in caring about other people beyond himself. Yet and still, you got a whole movement behind the white boy that the black lady is getting flack for. She slept her way to the top. Not qualified. All kinds of arguments against the woman, and she's more qualified than Donald Trump. Every day of the week, she has been a public servant all of her life. She has claimed herself as black all of her life.
That's a lie. I got video to prove it. That's a lie. I got video to prove it. I got the video.
Hold on. She pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha, did she not?
Yeah, but I have her on video saying I do not claim one race. I claim Indian. I claim black. She don't ever say I'm a black woman. She never says it.
So what's wrong with that?
There's nothing. There's nothing. Guys, listen. Hold on, guys. Let me say this because I don't want you guys to think I'm a Trump supporter. I am not biased on either one of them. I'm attacking both of them. I'm just saying when Sharon brought it up, when we were talking about it in the chat, I was just simply saying, hey, listen, these are the things they're going to try to do to cripple her. And with Donald Trump being in where he is and the power that he has and the support that he has, especially after the attempted assassination, it's going to be a hard mountain for her to climb based on the fact that, oh, I almost got assassinated for this country. Oh, I got shot at. Oh, I did this and that and the other. He's going to use all of those things, and she got to be ready. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so
you still sound muffled, cuz.
So that being said, the arguments that you came up with are fallacy, and they're not even logical to bring up because none of that makes a difference. She has always claimed to be black. She pledged the Alpha Kappa Alpha. That's a black sorority, is it not? So she claimed herself to be black even when she was in college, even when she was young. She just said that she's Indian and African American. She claimed both sides. She never said she was a black person. I mean, she never said I'm not a black person. She never said that. Okay, so that's an argument they keep coming up with. She never slept her way to the top. She had an affair with somebody named Wilson or whatever. She had an affair with him, and he was married, but him and his wife had been separated for 10 to 11 years before her and him got into a relationship.
That's not correct.
And I'm you starting to break up as well. You probably driving, I'm assuming. Go ahead, Otis, jump in there real quick while he gets some reception back.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Real quick, for the record, I'm an independent. I really am. And with that being said, and please, Brownsville, when you're going to get back on, and a lot of people that want to come in. What I hear when people say they're going to vote for Kamala, the only reason I hear back, what's that feedback?
I don't know. I can't even mute him. That's crazy. Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. The only thing I'm hearing that people want to vote for Kamala for, and correct me if I'm wrong, especially from Brownsville when they come back up, is because she's a woman of color. No one is really for the full point giving me explanations, policies, reasons why they want to vote for her. Almost the same thing when Barack Obama was running for president. And I'm going to be 100% transparent. I'm being honest with you. I did not vote for Barack Obama. I voted for the businessman because he was an executive. That's who I voted for. But when Barack won, I cried because I was happy for him. It was historic, but I took race and all that stuff off the table. I was going off the policies. Same here.
So why is it that
hear me out. Hear me out real quick. Hear me out, please.
Please don't reiterate.
Okay. I'm going more on the Republican side, not Trump. The hell with Trump. because of the tax breaks, because of the tax loopholes that he let people know about. It was Trump that let people know about the tax loopholes. It was Trump that let people know that if you file your taxes the right way, that you could get more incentives and things like that. It's not my fault that the uneducated is not reading the tax forms and everything like that to get their tax benefits. Tell me one time where when the Democrats tell you about the tax breaks. They don't.
Hell no.
They
So, but,
don't.
but here's the thing. So
I don't go off race. I go.
But we gotta
issue.
also be careful of our language. It's not a tax loophole. It's
Yeah.
It
something
is
that
a tax loophole. It's tax
it's not,
breaks.
the reason why it's not a,
yes, it is.
the reason why it's not a,
I know.
the reason why it's not a loophole because every American can use it. It is
Okay.
available to everybody.
I got
So
you.
it's not-
Okay. So with that being said, you're right. So with that being said, how come every American don't? Because they have every opportunity and they
Exactly.
don't.
Because they don't go to the websites and get the information. That's
right.
all
Because they
you got
rather
to
vote
do.
for somebody because of their
Hold
color.
on. All right. So look, one at a time. Let HQ jump in. The real reason why a lot of people do not take advantage because most people do not have businesses. And for those tax breaks, you need to have a business.
Not true. Not
Most-
true. But go ahead. Not
But
true.
that's
But go ahead.
Most of
Not
them,
true.
it's kind of what BMU was saying. It's really about what tax bracket you in. Just same thing with an LLC or an S corp. Why should you have an S corp or an LLC? I give you the short answer. The short answer: you make under 50,000, get an LLC. You make over 50,000, get an S corp. That's the quick answer.
Everybody should be a sole proprietor, and you get them same loopholes. I'm done. See,
don't say loophole.
But question. But the thing is, people don't go to the website. They don't go to the websites and see what these people stand for. They don't see what Kamala stands for, what she stood for before she ran for president, when she was running for president. Those are the things that she stands for, okay? You all don't go, most people don't go anywhere. They just see a woman and say, I ain't voting for no woman. I see a black person, I ain't voting for no black person. And that's all out there.
So I want to go real quick. Can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you better now. So I want to go BMU, Mahogany, Damien. Go.
That's not it though, HQ. The point is what Mr. Otis just said. What you got to take race out of it. You got to go on what the business part of it, right? When Donald Trump, if you remember, because we all have to go back and do our research. When Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were debating, and one of the things she said against him was, "You don't even pay your taxes." And he said, and they asked him, "Mr. Trump, did you or did you not pay your tax?" He said, "No." And they said, "Why, Mr. Trump?" He said, "Because of the tax breaks that her and her team, the Democrats, voted for." He said, "I use everything that they put in, and I use everything that they created as a loophole to get all these tax breaks, where I don't have to pay no taxes." He said it right there in front of millions of people during the debate.
Perfect.
And that's what they're mad about. And that's what they're mad about.
Thank you so much. I'm not here. Let me just say this. My comments are just my opinion, so I don't need anybody to go back and forth with me. These are just my opinions. Now, I know everybody's up here saying, oh, you shouldn't vote because of race. Well, I'm going to tell you flat out, when I voted for Barack, it wasn't just because of his race, but you damn right. I wanted to see the first black man be president. I absolutely did. And when it comes to her, anybody, honestly, against Trump, in my opinion, I despise Trump. I think he's gross. I think he's a moron. Anybody that would tell you to drink bleach and pump his fist instead of ducking his head. And there's just so many shenanigans I can go on and on and on and on. When we were being told to wear masks, he was the only idiot that refused to wear a mask. And then he was the first to come down with COVID. So I'm just saying, this is not the type of person that I want to lead me or the free world. But far as Kamala, and you got the white folks over there, on the Trump party, questioning her education and her experience. And my thing is, she has the experience. She's got all these experiences, vice president and traveling internationally, and she's got the experience of being Attorney General of California for many, many years. I could care less if she's black. She has already said that she is a woman of color, which is enough for me. And the fact that anybody, honestly, I'm not a Trump supporter, so the fact that she's going up against him, and also Barack and Michelle have came out and pledged their support. I'm absolutely on that side. So that's all I wanted to say.
Perfect. Go ahead, Damien.
What's up, y'all?
What's
This
going
is
on,
why
man?
there's a desperate need to have political science taught to in urban schools, because people get on these things and they talk a lot of nonsense. They think they have an idea of something, they hear something, and they try to make it seem like they really understand what's going on. I'm hearing a lot of that is what's going on right now, because it's like when people say, "Oh, we want to do of the business of it, the business of the country, the business of the country. We want to make sure the businessman or what have you like that." What you need to be like is who is the effective legislator for the United States, whose policies have positively affected the most people for the longest amount of time. I think that's what you need to go by. And if you do the math, if you do the reading and do, Google's everybody's friend. Which policies have affected positively and negatively the people of the United States more? Is it the policies of Donald Trump, or is it the policies of Joe Biden? And which ones moving forward will do the most damage? Most economists said, if you look at the most economists, they say that Trump's policies will increase and continue inflation, as well as in add significantly more to the national debt. Trump added $7.4 trillion to the national debt in his 4 years, highest than any other president in the history of our country. So if you really want it to be like, okay, I want to keep this non-personal and non-emotional, do the work to see which president's legislative body has been better for the company. And Kamala was a part of that. Right.
She was
I
a part of that.
And that's why
Go
I
ahead.
said earlier, Damien, said like, hey, we gotta remember that the president, the new president, he gets what the other president just did. So you know what I'm saying? So that's the trickle-down effect.
Can I add something? I just want to add something.
Trump did something, and then Biden had to inherit it, and we are where we are today because of it.
Can I add something?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Down for a while. Go ahead, Mahogany.
Go ahead, Mahogany.
Oh, it's really short. I was going to say, because Damien brought up some really, really good points, and you guys have all said it. The most important thing is for people to do their own research, because I have heard a lot of the rumors, but I've also heard people like Roland Martin and other people backing up that a lot of those rumors aren't true. So, and I have no doubt when election time comes and those two have to face off in the polls, that the truth will come out. And so at that time, with further, at that time, make your decision. Just don't go based on rumors. That's not good. Right. And the last thing I wanted to say was, as far as my statements, because I see people in the comments, and that's fine. You guys are entitled. But like, I am unapologetic about my stance about voting for the first Black president. That was me. I'm not saying everybody had to do it, but I definitely did it, and I'm proud of it.
Mahogany, I was with you.
Well, the thing of it is, a lot of Black folks.
Fuck that.
But this is the thing, Sharon. Black folks. I just want to.
I ain't gonna lie, Mahogany. I said, you know what,
Sharon?
I see people just do it just because.
Exactly. Sharon. Black folks
are up here. Turn, Otis.
But listen, they're up here. Oh no, not just because he's Black, not because he's Black. But what do you think a lot of them people on Trump's side are doing? What do you think a lot of those rednecks on Trump's side are doing? Like, y'all got to get your head out your ass. Color does matter, obviously. Otherwise, they wouldn't be concerned about having two women or two minorities at the same time. Color does matter to these people, whether they matter to you or not. You better get your head out your ass.
I see Otis want to jump in.
Can I ask her a question?
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, BM.
Hey, Mahogany, I want to ask you a question. That was okay. Yeah, I want to say your name correctly. So do you think right at this point right now, when you mentioned the rednecks, because there is a lot of them, and when you see those Trump rallies selling out 19,000, 20,000 people selling out arenas, selling out all this other stuff, he sold shoes and made $100 million in the shoe sales. So the man, I don't know what's happening to those, that picture you talked about, the man pumping his fist instead of ducking his head. They sold millions of those T-shirts for $60 a piece.
Uh-huh.
So they're making money off his imperfections. But I will ask this question: do you think in this country that the old white man sitting in his trailer house in Mississippi that's about to turn over and the water turned off, do you think them boys and all these other rednecks going to allow a Black woman to become president of the United States? I think this is going to be the biggest voter turnout in U.S. history.
Yes. I think that just like with Barack, I don't like you just said, that old man in his rocking chair. Although a lot of them ain't old no more, they just pass the hate on to their grandchildren. But
I wanted to say, hey, but if that is the case, if you actually believe that, that gives you more reason to fight against it
and vote.
Because they are being the way how you just produced the question is that they just being race loyal and that's it, nothing else to it. They don't have a thought pattern to it. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't care about no tax break. They don't care about no policies. They don't care about no police. They don't care about no immigrants. Hey, one is this color and one is this color. I'm voting for this color. And not only that, the Trump himself said it. I think the people, if they had a choice between a black woman and a white man, are they going to choose a white man? He said it. He knows that people are going to go against it simply because she is considered a black woman. Whether she said it, we say it, I don't care how y'all want to point it out. At the end of the day, most of America is going to look at her as a black woman, regardless of what we want to say about her ancestry. I don't know what y'all talking about. Most of the people are going to look at it that way, and they also going to vote against her that way. And we are going to help them vote against her because these people have a disdain for the imagery of black women so much.
Just call
them allowing that to make their decision and say, yes, I wouldn't vote. People actually say, I wouldn't vote for a black woman to run anything.
But Sharon,
Sharon. But let me ask you this, Sharon.
Let me just jump in real quick.
They didn't put Hillary Clinton in office and she was a white woman.
I got you in a second, cuz.
Hold on. The thing is this: it's like those people who you're talking about were never going to vote for.
I got a question for you, my brother.
Those people were never going to vote for a woman, black, white, yellow, red, at all. So you're not losing people. It's not those people. The people who are about policy, the people who have liberal minded, or the people who are the moderates or whatever. Democrats are going to vote for the people who have the best interest of their of their best interest in line. They're not going to sit there and be like, okay, oh, you know what? I agree with the policy. Yeah, things are going to seems to be a lot better, or our economic future are going to be a lot better under the Democrats than the Republicans. But because she's a woman, I'm not going to vote for her. I'm going to shoot myself in the foot because she's a woman. I don't think people's minds are going to work like that. I think people recognize.
That's what people said about Hillary, and guess what?
Yeah, Hillary didn't get in. Right, Hillary
ran a different campaign.
What I'm saying is that at least with Hillary, they didn't bring the whole woman thing into it like how they doing it with Kamala. Kamala is woman and black. She got a double whammy, I guess I could say.
But Sharon, you remember when Trump said Hillary Clinton is very nasty, very nasty. Very
I want to get Brownsville in there because his microphone is acting up. Go ahead, Brownsville.
Hey, can you hear me now, Cuzzo?
Yes.
All right, so I got a question for BMU. Who do you believe is more knowledgeable on the U.S. Constitution, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Oh, absolutely, Kamala Harris, for sure.
Okay.
I agree.
Who do you believe is more knowledgeable when it comes to what it takes to make laws and enforce laws in this country, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Oh, Kamala Harris, because she's a previous prosecutor and attorney general. So yes, that's her life. Yeah.
Right. So who do you believe is the better communicator, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, we'll see. I'll go with Kamala as well. Yeah, I had to think about it. It's edgy though, but I think about that. Yeah.
Because every time Donald Trump opens his mouth, he lies. When does that man tell the truth?
And guess what? Brownsville? That's what I'm trying to get everybody to see. That's why I'm not biased on either one of them. Donald Trump can get up and tell a bald-faced lie and raise $30 million off 4 lies.
And then, so my final question, BMU. My final question is this to you: as a black man, who do you think aligns more and understands about your plight more, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Neither one.
Thank you.
No. You gotta pick one. No. You gotta pick one. out of Kamala Harris
Yeah,
or Donald Trump, who do you think aligns with the plight of the black man more?
None of them. You ain't got to pick
None
one.
of them.
None of them.
No.
You gotta pick one. It doesn't
See?
matter if it's 49,
Right.
51. Just whether it's close or not.
See, it's the thing. It's the thing. You have men who just won't vote for a woman. You have people who won't vote for a black woman. Okay, so she's fighting that whole thing. She's the most qualified. Full stop. She's the most qualified. Let's be clear.
No,
I'm looking at this time. I'm looking at this
irrelevant.
tax
I'm
cut
sorry.
thing.
It is irrelevant.
Tax cut thing, and I don't understand where these men get this tax cut thing, because he didn't give taxes to you poor folks. He gave all of
cuts. I said loopholes.
Loopholes. Yeah, that's right. But you know what?
That's not an argument that he gave us tax or he made me money. That's not an argument.
Hold on. Let me. Speaking of the money, let me get.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Brownsworth, the $4.99. She's highly educated on the law. She has experience in drafting laws in the Senate. She's an effective communicator. She's a law-abiding citizen, which is a very big one. Yes, a law-abiding one. Ariel CH, member for 3 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. No matter the hue, black people in general will not benefit from the system unless the system changes. Voting changes nothing. I disagree with that. Rain on me for $5. Told you men won't vote for a woman, and our black men are showing the best disdain. Ooh,
that's wild.
Let me say this to HQ real quick. HQ. Now I will submit to you and Brownsville saying this. She is the most qualified. She is the most educated. She does know law, right? She is a better communicator. Now, all of that shit would have worked in 99 and 2000. We're living in a time right now that a celebrity host of a show, of a game show, won the presidency in 2020. And now he's running again.
And I jumped in right there. We can't say that because Ronald Reagan won as well. So
okay, wait. Well, you're right. I agree. But think about it.
He was a governor. He was a governor.
He was already right. He was a governor,
he
right?
was a Hollywood star. So
he was too. But think about this though, HQ in Brownsville. Think about this, HQ in Brownsville. Today, in the world today, when how many qualified people are getting the positions? It's always the unqualified that are more popular. We talk about this on panels all the time. Who gets the most attention? Pookie and Ray Ray's, or the men making $100,000 that wear a suit to work every day? Pookie and Ray Ray's getting the most. The unqualified people get the most attention.
I understand your point, BMU.
You see what I'm saying?
Point. Right. I get that. But what I'm saying is, black men, we got to stand on principles. And basically, you stand on your vote and then let the chips fall where they may. But I'm not going to give my vote based upon, what I think is going to happen in the future, or what I think an old crusty white man in a trailer park going to do. No, I'm going to stand on what I stand on. And that's the problem I have with black men. There's not enough black men willing to stand on their square, right? They want to get manipulated by others to tell them what they should think, what they should do, and how they should vote. Stand on your square, BMU. If you feel like she's most qualified, then you vote for the most qualified person. Peace and love.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna say this and I have to go. I'll say this last thing, then I'm gonna jump off because I gotta get off.
Hold on,
one last thing.
Okay, got it.
I will thank you, Brownsville, for that, man. I think that you are absolutely right. Everybody needs to stand on their own vote, right? And I agree with that completely, 100%. But this is what I'm saying. Is it now? My question to you, Brownsville, is in the world that we live in now, 2024. What has the most loyalty? A man who holding the bag of money, or the man who refuses to take bad money?
You said what?
The man. The question is who right now in the world that we're in right now, 2024, who is the person people run into the most? The man that got the bag of money or the man that refuses to take bad money?
I would say the man who has the bag of money.
Right. And Donald Trump, in everybody's eyes, and I've never seen this many black people want to vote for Donald Trump. I didn't even see it in 2020. But the influx in 2020, it was 7% of black people voted for Donald Trump. Now, the numbers right now, the percentage is at 33%. 30 guys, go Google it. The numbers have risen.
And that's the thing, right? Because you're right about that analogy about they run into the man who has the bag of money. But the person you elect for president ain't giving you no money. That's the issue. It's an ignorant premise. It's
and
an
that
premise.
That I'm willing to bet that stat was him running against Biden, not against Kamala Harris. That's an old, outdated stat based on.
I'm glad somebody else said it. Beautiful, Damien. I also want to bring in somebody brand new to the show, Trey. Good day, sir. How you doing? What's your thoughts?
What's good with y'all? No,
my brother Trey. What's up, Trey? That's my boy.
What's up, BMU? I just came to challenge this qualification thing. I find that quite interesting. If you worked a job and you were already in the job, and for whatever reason you were replaced in that job, or maybe you lost the job and somebody else came in and wanted to have the job that you had, and they said that this person was more qualified even though they had never done the job that you had already done, how would they be more qualified? Trump is not less qualified than Kamala because he's already been the president. He already did 4 years as the president. We're not saying former President Kamala Harris. We're saying former President Donald Trump. He's already done the job. So how is he less qualified than someone who's never been in the position? She has no idea the stressors of the job. She has no idea of what it takes to actually be president because she's never done it.
May I respond, Sharon?
Yes, I was got
Trey. There's a difference between being in a job and getting fired from your job, and then being in a job and learning from the person who is still doing the job. There's a difference. He got fired from his job by his employers, which is us.
He didn't get fired.
No. When you don't get elected again, you get fired. That's you're fired.
That's not what that is. If that would be, it would be the equivalent of his contract running out.
No. If they don't renew the contract, they say you're not fired. They say you're not fired.
He wasn't re-signed.
They said we no longer want your services in the position.
Okay, and so the Democrats didn't want Kamala's services. I can say the same thing. They didn't want her services. They chose Joe Biden over her.
Right.
Well, the funny thing, the difference is they chose whom they thought would win.
Hold on, let me jump in right there as well. And plus, also you can't use those two situations because you say one had the job and that's the experience, but he got fired from the job. So
he was not fired.
So just because somebody was chosen over Kamala doesn't mean that she's not qualified. And also, she was so qualified by the person that they decided to choose ahead of her. He decided to choose her to be his number two. So that goes to how qualified she is.
She was so qualified that she's never been the president.
Nobody nobody stepped up and said, no, how about me? I think I can do a better job than Kamala. Nobody has said that. Nobody has said I can do a better job. She's not qualified. Nobody has said that. That's just not a part of the party line. There's people who have been in politics quite a bit longer than her that could have easily stepped up and said, you know what, I'm more qualified for the job. Nobody has denied that she's qualified for the job. Former presidents.
To Trey's point, and to give a little bit of pushback, but to Trey's point, Kamala did horrible.
It's Kamala.
Kamala. Okay.
No, it's Kamala.
Dude,
you know Otis can't pronounce words. Go ahead, Otis.
Good Lord. It's better than y'all saying Carmela, like you were saying earlier. Stop it. Don't correct me now. When you was one saying Carmela. Now getting back to my point.
Hey, Otis, put your Instagram in the back. I'm sending you the link for the show tonight.
Okay, I will. Getting back to the point, Kamala did horrible in the primaries. Horrible.
Yep.
So much the fact that she had to drop out. The funding stopped, all that. The only reason she was vice president was because Joe Biden picked her to be, and let's keep it real. Not trying to be funny. He only picked her because she was a person of color. Yes, she was. Yes, she was educated. Yes, she's qualified. But part of that was because of her color.
So why are you
ask you a
trying to
question.
disqualify her? Why are you trying to disqualify her though? So why?
Let me ask Otis a question. Did you know that? Did you know that? Do you know that Joe Biden ran for?
So everybody got some.
My argument wasn't that
so
she
we'll
wasn't
go. HQ Damian Trey.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Talk to me.
I'll go ahead. I'll go. Do you realize that Joe Biden, he ran for president twice and lost, and then he ran for a third time and won with the most votes that any president in the history ever received in an election? So you do realize that you can lose things, regroup, learn your something, and then do better the next time. Do you realize that's a real thing? And the fact that she was hold on. The fact that he picked her over. There was a vast variety. It was like 5 different women, and all of them black. Yes, he was. That was a factor that she was a black woman. But all of them all of them were qualified to do it. She was a well-respected legislator in the state house. And she was very strong on crime, which was some of the things that the American people were saying was a huge issue. So he did that because it aligned with what he was trying to put. I'm going to make your house safer, and I'm going to have people with experience guiding the policies that I put out there. That's why I did it. If she was just Joe Schmo, she wouldn't have been there. She had to have some qualifications, and just like how JD Vance is doing right now, he's making the Trump ticket look weaker. If she didn't have what it takes, she wouldn't have made it look stronger. That made his ticket look stronger, not weaker, because the American people saw that she would be a benefit to his cabinet instead of a detriment. So that's what I'm saying. So don't make it seem like, all she was that was a factor. Yeah, why not? But that doesn't mean that's all she was.
Dame, great. I love you. Great points, but don't make it seem like I said that was the only reason. First thing I said was, of course, she's qualified. She's definitely qualified. But it's real. The optics is one of the reasons that she was picked was because she was a person of color, along with her qualifications. That's obvious. That's all I'm saying. Correct?
Yeah, but that's fine. But that's okay.
That's all I'm saying. I got you.
That's okay. There's no issue with that.
My argument isn't that she isn't qualified.
Go ahead, Trey.
That's not my argument. My argument is that she's not as qualified or more qualified than the former president. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, it absolutely does make sense. She could absolutely be more qualified than what he is.
Nobody here can
that's
tell
the reason
me
why
how
he lost his job in the first place, because he wasn't doing the job properly.
Nobody here can tell me how a Harris presidency runs. Can anybody tell me how Harris presidency goes?
I can tell you how. It'll start off. It'll start off with the kid. No, I can tell you. You want to know? You asked me a question. I'm answering it.
No. I'm asking a specific question. You're talking about how it's going to start off. Can anybody tell me how a Harris presidency, a Harris administration will run or goes with examples?
No.
And
can you tell me what a second-term Donald Trump president will go?
No, but I can tell you how our first
exactly. What are we talking about?
because a lot of the policies are more of the same. He still feels the same about transgender. He still feels the same about immigration. He still feels the same about tariffs. He still feels the same way about a lot of the things that he felt during the first term. It's it's more of the same.
So he still feels the same about the failed policies that got him kicked out in the first place.
Every president has failed policies. Obama had failed policies. Bush, number one and number two.
We're talking about Trump.
Every president has failed policies.
The vast majority of the things he campaigned on, he did maybe 1% of everything he campaign on.
Just like
that is a failure as a president.
Joe Biden did about 15% of his agenda.
HQ, stop, HQ. This man was shaking hands with invisible people and shitting on himself.
Hold on a second.
Come on now.
The fact of the matter is, Sharon,
Come on now.
I'm going to go.
Check the back chat, Otis and Damien.
Where people are just choosing based on who they like and who they don't. And I don't care which side of the aisle you're on. That's wrong and irresponsible.
Well, hold on. I
don't, because I'm leaving. You can say whatever you want after I'm gone. The fact of the matter is that at this point in time in this country, you need to actually do your history, your homework, and find out where both candidates stand on policies that you either agree with or that may affect you down the line. And then you make the decision based on that. But right now, what I'm seeing is what has turned into a gender war. America is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. As a military veteran, as a former law enforcement officer, I am embarrassed to call myself an American because this isn't how this is supposed to go. What's supposed to happen is you're supposed to look at the policies of both candidates and determine which one you identify the most with, which one you agree with the most. And if you don't agree with any of them, then don't vote. But if you want
Sir,
to
please
vote,
stay on.
that's how it
I would
goes.
like for 1 second because you are being vastly hypocritical right now, and I guess he jumped off because he's been vastly hypocritical because he wants to talk about looking at policies. I'm saying at some point you have to consider the character of the person who's representing you on the national stage. I mean, the global stage. I mean, like realistically, the embarrassment is being riding for a guy who has been convicted judiciously of sexually assaulting a woman. The embarrassment is riding for a guy who is a convicted felon, 34-time convicted felon. The embarrassment of a guy who is liable right now to almost $1 billion in court judgments against him, leaving him open to blackmail and bribery from other countries. That's the embarrassment. Our president should be a beacon of upstanding character and model the behaviors we want to see the best in America. Everything he models is the worst in America. Greed, self-centered. I feel like this. A man should be disciplined, he should be accountable, and he should be resilient. Donald Trump is none of those. He's absolutely not disciplined, he's absolutely not accountable, and he's absolutely not resilient. So that's the thing, that if all this, it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment when people ride for somebody like that and they act like it's not about what it is. If you like him, just say you like him. But you can't write on his policy, you can't write on his character, and you can't write on his ability to get things done. You just can't ride on that.
So let me ask you a question. Who are the foreign? I'm talking, but you know how we have to do business with everybody around the world.
Yep.
So if you take Kamala and put her in the corner, and you take Donald Trump as a businessman, put him in the corner, who has the most experience dealing with businessmen, and especially men out of the country who live in Iraq, or who lives in these different parts of the world? Donald Trump, right? I think. Let's think about it.
Just make sure you also put in bankrupt businesses as well, right?
Absolutely. But hold on, but I'm saying those foreign men.
You put in, that he used his bankruptcy so he won't pay American.
It's a man-woman thing.
Let me answer his specific question. Let's answer his specific question. BMU. Okay. 2 things I want you to do. I want you to Google world leaders laughing at Donald Trump. There'll be there'll be NATO summits where he was making statements and they laughed at him. There'll be some Justin Trudeau, from Canada, was laughing at him. There's been where Putin was laughing at him. They laugh at this. You know what they call Trump, and it's been reported in Russia. They call Trump the useful idiot, because you can flatter him and he will lay down, pull down his pants, and you can do whatever you want to this man, because it's the flattery and the ego that his Achilles heel, and the greed.
Okay, now think about this though. I hear what you're saying. Okay, cool. But think about this. Donald Trump right now. So you think that those men in those countries where women came and raised their voices at a man, do you think those men are going to sit down with a woman who's leading a country?
Well, they did. The president of New Zealand, Angela Merkel, the chancellor of Germany, they deal with her. They respect the hell out of Angela Merkel.
I'm talking the president of the United. I'm talking the president of the United States.
Well, hold on. Why wouldn't they do it with that? Because that's a less powerful country than us, and they're showing respect, and they're gonna do the most powerful. I guarantee you, a woman with a big stick is just as intimidating as a man with a big stick. Right. If your stick is big enough, and we the biggest stick on the earth.
Okay, so let's not act like we're ignorant from experience of the first Donald Trump presidency. He was under several investigations. When you talk about the Mueller investigation, that lasted throughout his entire presidency, right? We watched how he handled COVID in 2020, how he completely botched the shutdown and all thereafter, right? We watched how he handled the January 6th insurrection by providing zero leadership, zero accountability, and zero responsibility over that. Some people trying to overthrow our government, right? This is all we experienced in the 4 years of a Donald Trump presidency. So what I don't understand is why Black men fail to realize that what you think you're going to get the next 4 years. If those 4 years, we got investigation out of investigation of him being corrupted and him trying to get side deals with Russia and China and all these different things.
Brownsville, can I ask you a question?
Hold on, Otis.
Okay.
When it came to a crisis situation, such as COVID, right? And he's telling citizens, hey, man, you need to get the bleach and the light and all those different kind of crazy remedies, right? And then we watch him fail to lead during the January 6th insurrection. He was nowhere to be found, right? And then after his presidency, right? It's one investigation after investigation, one conviction after conviction, right? One lawsuit after a lawsuit, right? He's been convicted of grape. He's been convicted of embezzling money. He's been convicted of paying prostitutes off. All these different kind of things, right?
Well, he ain't gonna be convicted of that stuff. He just did that shit.
All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Welcome to the show, Screenwriter 94. Good day to you. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So my thing is, I mean, I didn't vote during the last election on the federal level. Mostly I've been sticking to the local, honestly. And I honestly think people need to do that more. But
true.
I guess that's besides the point.
We could talk about it.
To me, neither one of the candidates motivate me enough personally for me to go vote for them. I don't know Kamala's platform personally. I don't know her platform. I do know what Trump did, and I'll say this. A lot of stuff he said he was going to do, well, one of the main things he said he was going to do that he did not do, which was building a wall. That's what he ran on, building a wall.
Bringing the troops home. He didn't do that neither.
Yeah, repealing the Affordable Care Act. Didn't do that.
Yeah, he didn't do. A lot of stuff he said he was going to do, he didn't do. And the wall thing, I think people don't realize how many people was kind of leaning towards him just for the wall. I mean, people were complaining about immigration for a long time. And for him not to do it, and for Joe Biden to have done more towards immigration than him, not saying he did enough, but for him to do more towards it than him, it's kind of crazy.
Can I speak after that?
So I just
absolutely.
I just he hasn't done enough for me to vote for him. That's the way I look at it. He hasn't done enough for me to vote for him, and I don't know her platform.
That is great. Thank you. Hold on 1 second.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Where was I? I am at, I believe, right here. Paraphrasing. Ariel says with the $6. But I'm sure you heard something similar. Whether a red or blue wing, they both belong to the same dirty bird. Change the system. And press Sports Channel 199. I can tell you Trump ain't building that wall. Shout out to, we gotta play this.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to the girl with the $49.99 support. Woo, appreciate you. Be like LeGarrette, y'all. Shit, I look up to him. Sexy Red, the lonely bird with the 5 ball. Politicians on both sides have been to Epstein's Island. Politics is a dirty business. All hands have blood on them. There's no real nice guy in office. Ooh, go ahead, HQ.
Well, we can't say Kamala been to the island. We know Trump had. We know Trump has. Okay, and not Kamala.
That's a fact.
Let's get that together. Number two, the
now,
wall is never going to be.
Though, I mean, I don't think any of these people should be looked at for their morals, honestly.
Let her finish the statement first, screenwriter. Go ahead.
Well, the wall is never going to be built. I don't even understand why that's a talking point with some people. If it was going to be built, it would have been built by now. Both parties had opportunities to build it, and they didn't. So stop talking about building a wall. It's never going to happen. They don't want it to be built, okay? Otherwise, we'd have a lot of unemployment and a lot of problems around here if they did that. So they're not going to do that. Number two, if you're not familiar with their platform, you need to go to their websites and read about their platform instead of saying I don't know or I don't think or maybe this is true. We tell people these things are not true about the wall, about taxes. We tell them it's not true, and they believe it anyway, which tells me you haven't been to the other person's website. You haven't been to the other person's platform to read about what they do. I read their issues and I align with their issues. I don't just say Kamala's black and I'm going to vote for Kamala because she's black. I understand what the Democrats are doing. These people out here are just listening to, what are they called? These propaganda, listening to these talking points.
Yes,
go
ma'am.
to the website and read what they're about. Read about their platform and then come back with an informed decision about why you're voting for that person. Then you can stand on what you're saying. But someone telling me the wall, someone telling me taxes, no, I don't believe you. You don't know anything about their platform, so you shouldn't even be having a conversation if you don't know about the platform.
Can I please ask you a question, HQ? Can I please ask you a question? And I'm trying to be fun. I want to ask a serious question. Yeah. And without bringing race in at all. Don't bring in a race. We already know how people feel about Trump. Right. Can you articulate, and I'm an independent, so I want to hear it. Can you articulate your reasons for supporting Kamala for her issues and things like that without bringing up race or anything?
I can give you three.
Yes, ma'am.
She's for women's rights. She wants the tax structure to be fair for everyone, not just giving the tax cut to the rich. Okay. She wants the United States to be affordable for the people that are here. She's for the middle class. She wants to do things for the middle class to make it stronger. And she wants to protect our democracy, which means supporting our allies overseas.
That sounds like three to me.
I also want to welcome into the show somebody that is absolutely a MAGA supporter, Lord ADS.
What up? I wouldn't say I'm a MAGA supporter per se. I'm an independent, right? But to tell you the truth, right now, we're caught in the middle of a war of extremes between the progressives and the MAGA facet, right? And they're both doing the most. They both playing in our faces. I mean, you got Joe Biden people knew from the day he got elected, saying that he wasn't going to be a suitable president for long. He was aging as we were looking at him when he was campaigning in 2020. He was gaffed, slipping, all types of stuff, but we selected him because we hated Trump so much. And I agreed to it because I voted for him too, right? But now, instead of him having the open primary that he promised, he just straight put Kamala out front. There was no Gavin Newsom, there was no Hakeem Jeffries, there was no Amy Klobuchar, in which Amy did kind of bop her the last time because Kamala polled at 13% before she dropped out. So she wasn't very popular, doing very well then because our policies are copy and paste in a lot of ways. They're just Democrat talking points. So when I look at Trump, though, I see something else on that end, right? I see a white nationalist. As a man, looking at another man, if he thinks that he's superior to you just from the jump and you just going to follow him, I'll be good to you, Negroids. But you're going to follow exactly what I say. We don't need that type of structure either. So, and plus the shooting, man, that I'm going to be honest with you. The guy got shot in the air 7 days ago and it's completely healed. No marks, no scratches, no scars. And to me, they both playing in our faces. Joe getting up there playing cryptid shit because as a president, he can't really just give her the title. It has to be something else attached to it, right? Like he's dead, like he died or a critical illness. That's the only way she could try to take that particular position. And he played this real well in that debate that he took because he didn't have to take that debate anyway, but he took it. I think it was more, because they already had an agenda to put Kamala out front without any competition. So now we're here where we're at now, right? Trying to make a decision between two people. I believe that neither one of them are really suitable for office. We're trying to make the best choice out of the two.
Wow.
I hear you. I hear you. Welcome to the show. The Republican nominee, Donald Trump.
How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's having a great day.
Oh my God.
It is
What the
I,
hell was that? That badass
Donald,
accent?
Donald Trump. Yeah, vote Kamala.
Wow.
You know,
I
just
agree
want
with what Lord ADS is saying. I just think they're playing in our faces. I mean, all the stuff that's been going on. I mean, it seems like a theater or something. Like, I mean, you had Joe Biden. I mean, who's obviously suffering from dementia. And Trump, like he said, he comes off as a white nationalist. That's what he
Authoritarian
comes
dictator.
off as.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Scream. Oh, I'm sorry, Scream. I apologize. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
are you ahead?
Yeah, Otis.
I want to bring it back a little bit to what screenwriter first said when she first came on, and she brought up a great point. She said that she only votes in not only, but she only majority participates in local elections and things like that. And I want to bring it up because she brought up a good point. I live in Missouri. If everyone is acquainted with the electoral college here in Missouri, we already know Trump won. He won. So my question is this, a real question. What is the main purpose in voting on the federal level, especially here in Missouri, when we already know the electoral college, those electors are going to Trump in Missouri? So you can visualize it. Kansas City is Democratic, and St. Louis is Democratic. In between that 4-hour drive, it's all red. So all the Democrats that's going to go vote on November, it's not going to mean anything. Not a damn thing. So that's what we talk about, and that's the truth. It's not going to mean nothing.
And I want to welcome somebody. Hold on, I want to welcome somebody that is absolutely 100%, without a doubt in my mind, a MAGA supporter. Welcome the darkest white man I know. Chaotic Truth.
Say, Ron, can you hear me? Or can you hear me?
let me
because I'm outside. Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay, guys, go ahead. I'll wait till my turn.
let me finish. Let me respond to Otis's thing.
Well, okay.
Real quick. There's a reason. Why do you think they even care about the popular vote? Otis, why do you think they care about it?
I give a real answer, because for real, this is not a democratic country. It's a republic. First of all, the persona or the facade is to make everybody think it's a democratic, so which means they got to have everybody vote. But in actuality, the popular vote don't matter. It don't mean shit. And it's already
I don't mean the effectiveness. I didn't say the effectiveness of the problem. It's like, why do they even monitor? The way they reason is because it is representative of the will of the people in mass. Like they're saying, if the majority of the people vote for the person who didn't win, then it can be stated from other politicians and through policy and what have you. They can kind of glam on what will be the most popular policies that'll probably get over nationwide. What are the things that people are really concerned about nationwide? It's a way to gauge the actual true mindset of the nation, to understand what the majority of people want. Whether or not the Electoral College allows those people to have their voices, their what they want enacted is different. You know, and there's a justifiable reason why there is the electoral college, but that's why they still monitor the popular vote. It is a snapshot into what the nation is thinking. So when other opportunities comes up, they can say, but remember, 57% of the people wanted abortion to be legal. 57 people wanted these programs to be instated, so people can run on those programs moving forward, and in the future it might get them into they might be able to get them into position to do something about it.
Perfect. That's awesome. Welcome into the show, Chaotic Truth. What's your thoughts so far? Tell me why Kamala Harris is a better, more qualified candidate than Donald Trump.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm outside right now. So if
Good.
there's a lag or wind, my apologies. You said what was your question again, Sharon? I'm just making sure. What was your question?
Explain to me how Kamala Harris is a more qualified candidate than Donald Trump. I know you can do it.
Well, in terms of to answer your question, she's a more qualified in terms of education. She does have I believe, a Juris Doctorate degree from Harvard. Typically, someone with a law degree is better suited in terms of understanding law and understanding how the country works in terms of its legalities and law-wise. So to answer your question, from that perspective, yeah, she's more qualified in the sense of education, definitely, without a doubt. And she was a senator. She was a senator. In terms of another qualifier is that it's not easy to be a senator. That's like getting drafted into the NBA and being, So I'll give her credit for that in terms of just your question alone. But I know somebody's gonna clip this and say, "Oh, CT supports Kamala." No, I don't. But to answer Sharon's question, yes, he's qualified in the sense of education. He's far more educated than Trump in terms of law. Okay.
And what about the constitutional law? Who you think will be more qualified for that?
In terms of what? In terms of what, sir?
Constitutional law. Who would be more qualified, her or him?
Well, again, she has a law degree, so because she has a law degree, I'm married to an attorney, and I've dated attorneys before in the past, and so they can interpret law and how the country works on law, and so these people. So when you, I'm pretty sure people on the panel, people in the chat, when you have friends, when you have relatives who are attorneys, their brains operate differently, even in social settings, right? So you got to be very careful what you say, because what you say, they will use that against you. Okay, you said this. They use your words as facts or as evidence. So the thing is that, so in terms of the Constitution, I would prefer Kamala to interpret the Constitution more than Trump. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would prefer her, obviously, for obvious reasons.
I love the honesty. The honesty is awesome.
Can I ask Chaotic Truth a quick question? Hey, Chaotic Truth, this appreciate you coming on and being very candid.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What you call it? Who do you feel has been in closer proximity to effective legislation, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
So who do I feel has been for effective legislation?
Who has been more in close proximity or directly involved in effective legislation for the United States?
Well, I mean, obviously Kamala. I mean, she was a state senator. Her passing of bills had a direct effect on California. You got to think about a president more or less deals with geopolitics. They deal with the economy. So in terms of a direct or a direction in terms of what you were asking, I would have to get that to Kamala too as well. Yeah, the president just signs stuff, right? So a senator seems to be more hands-on. But just for their specific thing, a president has to do so many different things. They're the commander-in-chief of the military. They're this, they're that. Kamala's not the commander-in-chief of the military when she's the senator of a state. She literally works with law. She literally works with, passing bills, etc. The president, in my opinion, symbolic will sign up, let's say a bill passes through the House, passes through the Senate. Well, I mean, let's be honest, the president just signs off if it fits the need of the country.
Yeah, great point.
They don't really sit. Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest about it.
Right. Damn, you're disappointed in me, Chaotic Truth. I thought we'd have a chance to argue about something, but you're very logical.
Yeah, I mean, here goes the thing. Sharon is asking me questions that I have to be logical about. Like, that's like if Sharon were to ask me who's more physically fit. Well, I got to give it to Kamala. Trump is an 80-year-old fat man who lied about his weight. I mean, I love Trump to death, but I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. Like, no, Kamala's more physically fit in terms of her age and her physicality, whereas Trump is overweight, pot belly. He's always being seen eating fast food. And again, it could all just be for show. Like when Floyd was eating fast food during his all access pass, but we know Floyd wasn't really eating that shit because you could tell by his body. But Trump is really eating fast food. But so yeah, to answer that question, yeah, I mean, I have to be truthful, right? Yeah. Now, if you were to ask me, go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
I just got to ask this one last question. Now mute. I promise I will. is, do you feel like the character of a person is can be reflected in the views of other world leaders to how they view and approach the president of the United States? Do you feel his character or her character can be a direct effect on how they're approached or viewed by world leaders in international politics?
Oh, definitely. I'll give you an example. Biden stumbling and fumbling and stuttering and falling and not being able to use.
That's his ability. It's not his character.
Well, ability does play a part in your character, but okay, I'll give you this. His character, he's a liar. He's lied about him being a part of the civil rights movement. He lied about he lied about he lied about being a good law student. He lied about so many different things. So yes, that can affect you. And the difference between him and Trump is he's so old that he's not charismatic like Trump, or even though Trump is old too, but he's not because his mind is deteriorating a lot faster than Trump's is. He's not really seen as a respectable leader because, again, he's like a bumbling old fool now, like eating ice cream and again, misremembering things. Politicians see that. And, Xi Jinping a few months ago, or no, not Xi Jinping, Putin sent 2 warships to the borders of Cuba. Now, you may ask, well, what's wrong with that? Well, they hadn't done that in 25 years. Putin is just testing the water, see how far he can go along, because he doesn't respect Biden, to be honest with you.
I'll be quiet. I try to be quiet. But
and that didn't greatly answer the question.
I just love like debating with people who have intelligent points who can respect what's. A lot of people, it's been emotion based, and I can appreciate you. So I wish I got so many more questions to go back and forth, but I don't want to hog up Sharon's platform, so I will be quiet and jump in after everybody had a chance to go.
Hey, I thought it was a young lady, man. Go ahead, man.
So I was gonna ask. I mean, I guess Chaotic can answer, but it's more so a question to the whole panel. But like, do y'all really believe the 2 candidates that were running, so that would be Biden and Trump, were the best option for each party? I don't think either were.
Okay, so you're asking me, right? So Biden, so Biden clearly wasn't the best option for the Democratic Party. And actually, I had predicted in 2 live streams that they were going to commit a coup d'etat against Biden. I had already made live streams about that weeks ago. So once again, the chaotic truth was right. I knew that they weren't going to have him on as a nominee, right? Because again, his health, decaying memory, decaying thought processes, just the embarrassment overall. Trump was the best candidate. Trump is an alpha male. Trump is brutal. He's brutally honest. Trump is, in my opinion, represents America. And America is picking yourself up from the bootstrap, winning, dogged determination, and rugged capitalism. And that's what Trump represents. And truth be told, that's what the Republicans at one point had represented. And so, because most of the, let's use the yuppie culture of the 80s, and if anybody's from New York, those were Republicans. And again, these were hardworking individuals who believed in the American dream, capitalism, which we've forgotten. It seems like the Democratic Party has fallen into some sort of socialist promoting institution. So no, he wasn't the best candidate, but Trump definitely was.
Okay.
If that answers the question, yeah.
I actually don't agree with that. I don't think Trump was the best candidate either. But
okay,
yeah, I think if you wanted to more likely guarantee a win, you would have picked anybody. Well, preferably Ron DeSantis over him. But yeah, I think if you would have ran Ron DeSantis, they would have won.
Ron is too short. I'm not disagreeing with you, but Ron is too short.
Damn.
Ron short.
Absolutely.
You mean short in height?
Short in height. I think Ron DeSantis is what, 5'9". He's too short. Again, I think every modern president has been over 6 foot.
No, George Bush was 5'10".
Well, on paper they say he's 6 foot. Now, I don't know. He could be, but I think Ron was too short, and Ron was too much of a flip flopper. And so
he wouldn't have won.
Yeah,
Trump was the best candidate to win, but not the best person for the job.
Yeah. I would without a doubt say Ron. A lot of it had to do with his height. He's a little guy. Yeah, he's a little dude. Yeah.
The best candidate. Oh, I said I'd shut up. Sorry.
No, you good?
No, the best candidate, the Democratic candidate that I think would be the best possible candidate and will make the best possible president is a man who will never win in a million years. And I think that's Pete Buttigieg. I think he has the temperament, he has the consideration, he has the character, he has the education, he's well spoken, he's charismatic, he's everything that people like, except he likes to take dick. That's the only reason that people ain't gonna ever vote for him, and he will never be the president of the United States.
Oh, hell no.
And that's why he will never be the vice president too. So you
Exactly.
take him off the list. Take him off.
Damien.
Somebody got an echo. I'm not sure if you're not talking to you.
Damien, I'm
I
asking you a
disagree
question.
with you on that, Damien.
What's up, brother?
I'm asking you a
I
question,
disagree
Damien.
with you on that.
I am an independent. I'm being real. I'm playing both sides.
Okay.
With Trump and how he carries himself, get the words that come out of his mouth. That's based on his stature, his stature, and how he carries himself, who he surrounds himself with. Do you honestly not believe that he doesn't garner the respect when he's across the table with the other politicians or the other heads of states or the other prime ministers within the country?
He actually not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. They like I said, the Putin once said there's a rumor that Putin put out to some of his aides that Trump is the most useful idiot he's come across in U.S. politics.
Who would strike more fear? Not fear. Who would strike more? Say, okay, let's use fear. Who would strike more fear? Trump or Kamala?
Oh, I'm from the Bay. I'm from Oakland. Kamala's from Oakland. Brothers was scared of Kamala when she was district attorney. Brothers was like, oh man, Kamala gonna put you in jail.
Wasn't she hard on crime too?
She was hard. She was brothers still his brothers today. You go to like Tommy, he like what you call it. He still can't stand Kamala because some of the stuff that some of his boys had to go through under Kamala. But
isn't that why people don't like her in certain areas and stuff? Is because
she's been too hard. They said she was hardliner when it came to crime.
Not even that.
I do respect it for that though. I think that's
black.
Hey guys, I'll crawl back in, okay?
All right.
Yes, I think that's crazy as well. I think if she had that same track record and she was a man, they will love the male version of what she did.
I think if she was a man, they would love that.
They would.
Because she's a woman. I think they like
because she was hard on black crime. That was part of the issue with Kamala versus every other group.
Ain't no such. Lord,
I be hating when people say that. Oh man,
you know there's no such thing as black crime.
Let me interject here because you asked the question earlier. Do I think we have the two best candidates? On the Democratic side, Al Franken was your best candidate.
No.
But where does Kamala fall at on that list, right? I give her 4th or 5th. I mean, to keep it real, I mean, Amy smoked it during the debate when she was actually trying to run for president. Gavin Newsom, to me, is a much better candidate.
Absolutely.
Hakeem Jeffries. So with that being said, they forced this on us. There wasn't a primary like Joe promised. They just put it out front.
I don't see how y'all believe Trump is okay. So y'all are taking into his personality and stuff too. Okay. But outside of that, I just don't see how you could believe that with all that he does or all that he did in terms of, it's just too much. Like the tweeting. I mean, it's like for some people.
Keep it policy wise. Talk to me. What is it that what great disdain do you? I'm just asking the question. What's your great disdain for Trump? Talk to me and keep it policies.
One thing is, and he gets praised for it. The tariffs. I mean, that is they sell that as less taxes, but it's just raising the price of the good.
It made
and
it
the
worse.
consumer ends up paying. I mean, Americans end up paying for that.
Yes,
but the way it's presented is like, this is a decrease on tax.
No way it was presented was we were basically and we were basically getting back at China, putting China in their place.
That too, and it's like we ended up paying for that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but I want to just revisit what you said, Otis, about who's puts the most fear in political leaders. I'm gonna tell you why Trump doesn't elicit any type of fear. Well, not the right kind of fear, not strategic, thought out fear. It's the I don't know what this nigga gonna do. This motherfucker gonna do fear. There's a difference. That's like a dog off a pit bull off a leash ain't the same thing as a trained attack dog. That's two different types of fears.
I follow you.
So basically, the reason is like some of the things he did, like he took us out of the Iran, the deal with Iran, and they got all pissed off. So they fired a bunch of missiles at a U.S. barracks in Afghanistan. A lot of people, a lot of soldiers had a lot of traumatic head injuries. Trump went on national TV and said, "Oh, you know, a couple people had some headaches." They shot down one of our surveillance drones, and I'm not talking about a little drone. This is one of those ones that's like a B-52 bomber that they shot down and claimed it was in their airspace when it absolutely was not. He did nothing. He was going to leave our allies in Syria, the people who were fighting for us. So people don't trust our word for shit. Right. And that's the difference that he's done. Now, we used to be the person that our word was our bond. Now it's, well, it all depends on who and what's called. Whatever they say, the next person come and change that. So why should we even get in any kind of agreements with them when it can change within a year to 4 years?
Right.
So they don't respect us like they used to. Our word used to be meant something around the world, and it doesn't mean the same as it doesn't hold the same weight.
Right. Right. I mean, Trump is Trump. Trump is going to be Trump, but Trump is not. He can be a president. You really don't think that Trump was making decisions in the White House, right? And he was making radical decisions in the White House, and people had to pull him back from making those crazy decisions in the White House. He is not. They had to pull him back. If you read behind the scenes of some of these people who put out books and things of that nature about what was going on in the White House, you will find that they had to pull him back from doing wild and crazy things that you would never think that a president would make those kind of decisions. He's qualified because he was a president. Okay, we're gonna go with that trade person. He was a president, but that doesn't mean he was qualified for the job. How many people have ran up on a job, and the minute you got that job, you said, "Damn, I know I can't do that. Damn, I hope they don't ask me to do that. I hope they don't ask me to make that decision. I hope they don't make me make that decision."
I speak Spanish fluently.
Okay. No,
Donde es el baño?
No, you be like,
And he also did,
come está este.
something that people, I'm not going to say he's against.
Hey, Damon, all you could do is spell socks. S-O-C-K-S.
Exactly.
What you say, sir? S-O-C-K-S.
What screenwriter saying something? What's that you're saying, screenwriter?
I'm sorry. Many of us have ran across that issue. Many of us know what it's like to be drowning, and we know we don't know how to do the job. That is exactly what happened to Donald Trump. So, and he's very good at sticking his chest out and showing people that, hey, I'm the man. I know what I'm doing. But he doesn't. That's the point. The point is you cannot do all that fluff. You have to lead this country. And we need the respect of our allies. We need the respect of our people. And we don't have that as of yet. If he becomes president, it just is what it is. And I'm not a Republican, so Republicans don't represent me. They have nothing on their platform that I would ascribe to. Nothing on their platform. My platform has always been a Democratic platform, so I've always known what they stood for. So therefore, I've always been a Democrat. Okay.
Well, I'll say this: I actually do support some what's known as Republican policies.
Okay.
I'm a 2A supporter. I support guns. I don't believe they should be regulated. I won't say at all, but I think it can be too much. What? I'm not for red flag laws, which is another interesting thing that Trump actually supports.
Red flag laws? What is that?
So basically it has something to do with mental health, and they take your guns.
I got you. Yes.
So I just think that can be abused. That's my only issue with is that I believe there are loopholes where that can be abused.
Has it been abused? Has it been abused? That's the question. Has it been abused?
Every law has been abused. Everyone has.
Has the gun laws been abused?
Yeah,
have the gun laws been abused?
Yeah, have they been abused?
Yes.
How so?
Yeah.
How so?
I give you one example.
I'm curious. I want to know. I want to know.
Okay.
I was
The gun shows where you don't have to have there's no way to actually verify that person when you're trying to purchase their weapon at the gun show. There's no computer system set up. There's no database. Just show your ID and you can buy as many weapons as you want. And then you got a crooked one who will buy those weapons, then go to Atlanta and give it to
okay. So the Democrats tried to regulate that, but they didn't want them to regulate that.
Exactly.
So the Democrats tried to get that in check, but they didn't. So what happened?
And there's also been bad gun laws where the intent might have been well, but because you don't know about guns, the regulation you're putting on ammunition, for instance, or the size of the bullet. I mean, you just have to know about guns to get it. It just doesn't make any sense.
I mean,
I just want to say,
I'm not advocating against guns. Let's just be honest. But with 311 mass shooting, 118.
Yes.
Yeah. That there's a gun problem. There's definitely a gun problem.
I'm not saying there's not, but I just think the way they're going about it, I just think they could.
When under Trump, nothing was done about it. And I want you to understand.
I'm going to your point. There was nothing done about it under Trump, and Trump actually supported the red flag laws. After telling people he was going to protect their gun rights at his rallies, turned around and then supported it.
Yeah,
Ron DeSantis supports it too, and I mean.
He'll tell anybody anything, but this is something that really sparked my thing, because there's guns in my house. I shoot. My wife knows how to shoot, so I'm not against guns, but I am against smart laws that protect people. Because something happened I'm in Texas. Something happened in Texas that broke my heart. That really got me up about really gun reform. It was there's a name. I want y'all to remember this name: Mate Yelena Rodriguez. She was 10 years old. She was one of the 19 fourth graders that got killed in Uvalde, Texas. A shot in the face with a M16 multiple times. Her face was so mangled that the only reason where they could recognize her was because of her green Converse that she wore to school. That's heartbreaking. And that means that something needs to be done. My kids need to be able to go to school not worried about somebody coming in that hasn't been somebody just having that easily access. The day he turned 18, he went and bought a gun and he went and shot them kids. I was like, something needs to be done. That's just too easy. So yes, I'm all for anybody who has common sense gun reform as part of their platform, because my kid go to school every day. If I ever got that call, it would destroy me and it would destroy my family. And so something needs to happen, and that needs to be a strong platform. And I think everybody is ignoring it, but I think Trump would ignore it even more and wouldn't do shit about it.
Which brings up a bigger question, right?
I want to.
Which brings up a bigger question, right? In this particular conversation, who is making the decisions? Remember, I knew from the beginning that Trump wasn't making decisions. What he's really good at is hiring the right people around him to make those decisions. Like in this case, when he was in the White House last time, it was Steve Bannon, Stephen Miller. Did I disagree with all Trump's policies? No. On immigration, I agree with him wholeheartedly, 100%. Keep those out. Keep them out. You know what I'm saying? Please keep them out, because what you're doing is inviting, the wrong kind of people we haven't checked or seen into this country, where Democrats allowed them to walk through freely talking about calling them migrants. In reality, there's laws here. You know what I'm saying? When you come across the border without papers, without recognition, without any knowledge of you coming here, that to me is illegal. And, people are going to fight against that, say this, that, and the other, but I agree with that policy. On the flip hand side, where I disagree with Trump was some of his nationalist views, right? Very wild, saying it's taking, stuff like that, right? And people don't like this, but I was kind of, to me, Antifa wasn't exactly evil, but they were labeled as such. They were treated like a hate group more than what other groups were, right? And that was a little bit disturbing. Those are things I didn't like about Trump. Now, Kamala, on the other hand, I don't like progressives. I don't like them. I think they are the other extreme of the MAGA people who don't like black people like that, at least not black men. And they tend to behave that way, right? And the way they do things, the way they say things, the way they kind of act is very tribal in that little group over there. So for me, it's hard for me to position myself on either side of this particular, voting cycle, I would say.
Okay, I got a question for Damien.
What's
Damien,
up?
what is your thoughts when Kamala says she would not try to pass any bill that specifically affects Black people?
I would need more context of that. I've never heard her say that. So I'd have to get away. I'd have to hear it from her, and I'd have to read exactly what she meant by that. I'd have to get a whole much
So
more
they was
context.
asking they was asking her about reparations.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to do more research. I'm not the kind of person to just come off the cuff. I like to speak intelligently on the shit that I say. So yeah, I'd have to hear what exactly the context of what she was saying. So yeah, if she said that no law against Black people, I think I just don't think that's a realistic thing. I don't believe she said it. I don't believe she said something. There might be some
more context
contextual.
around that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, dude. That's
like
way too out there to think anybody running for president would say something like that.
She said, "I will not do any law that is dedicated to Black people. Any law that I put out is going to be if I do a law for Black people, it's going to affect all Americans anyway."
Yeah, I need more context, my brother. I'm not saying that she didn't say it. I'm just saying you might have misquoted. You might be misquoting right now, or I need a little bit more context.
What law did Trump do that was dedicated to just Black people though?
He did nothing. He did some. He did.
I'm
People
just curious.
Black people will give him a little kudos because he did a little bit of justice reform when it comes to like.
Now y'all in trouble. Now every last one of y'all are in trouble. I got one of the most handsome mans in this space. Welcome to the show, the handsome Jabba, the Rainbow Boogeyman.
Sharon, we've had this conversation. You're a married man. Stop disrespecting your wife.
Nah, crazy.
What's up, Jabba? What's your thoughts?
I just came to clarify. Kamala was asked about reparations, and she said that she wouldn't pass a policy specific for Black people. She said that because any policy passed, what's good for Black people is good for everyone. So it was kind of like they were trying to get her in a gotcha moment where she said,
exactly.
Are you pro-Black?
Context means a lot.
And
yes.
Are you pro-Black? They were trying to get her in a moment of saying, are you pro-Black? And exactly. She was like, she didn't answer it as if she was. She said, I'm going to pass policy that benefits everyone. So that's where the context is missing.
So she's saying she's not specifically making policy for Black people. Her policy is going to be for the betterment of all people in the United States.
Correct. And so therefore reparations is off the table because that's not going to really necessarily help.
Then that's why people are having an issue with her, because when it comes, that means reparations is off the table because you can't pass reparations, which is specific for Black people, even though it would benefit everyone. And I'm just saying.
I was about to say that unless she try to make it seem like that if we give them money, they're going to spin into the economy.
That's exactly what they're spinning. Oh my God!
But the way how she worded it, it was specifically for reparations.
Just kind of like the wall.
Reparations ain't happening. But
yeah, and that's why nobody.
I might have to move back to California because California they putting all kinds of stuff on the books for back on reparation. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna move back.
Y'all come back out here, and this one ain't doing nothing for us. He already said no. He said no.
When they said no already.
When he saw how much it was, he was like, "Oh damn, oh damn, never mind, we can't do this."
He said, "Gavin said no."
That's not true at all. That's not true. They literally created, saying executive orders for the illegals that came over here to allow them into these sanctuary cities. He created a policy for Asians to make sure they went under a different. I forgot the name of the act that we are under actually when it comes to hate and violence. And then third, he also gave provisions to some of the other cultures that come to this country, like Arabs, things like that. So he does things for different cultures singly.
I never said he didn't. I'm just saying when he got when they presented, he had the whole task force to do the investigation onto reparations. They presented their findings to him, and he said no. He said Black people, there are already stuff in place that Black people benefit from. And as far as writing that check, nah. He said we can go back to the drawing board, meaning nah, it's not going to happen. Never said, I agree, it can be passed, but Gavin Newsom said no. He was like, nah, because you got to think about it. In California, Black people, I think we're like, 7%?
We
And
are
so you're
against
asking,
because all the black folks that were in there in the 80s and the 90s and early 2000s have evacuated because of the premise of some of it's hostile behavior, but more affordability, right? To live in the state. So
absolutely,
we're not 3% at this point.
absolutely.
Okay. You know, the people said we want to see what she said, and Garrett said we ain't wasting no time. He pulled the video up right away, specifically for Damien, so he can make a decision.
So I think Jabba gave me the context, but you play it.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen. Again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because
Okay, now I've heard exactly what she was saying, and I think what she was saying, number one, she wasn't ready for that. I think you're right. It was like trying to get her in a gotcha question. She wasn't ready for the question, but she said, if by and large the majority of Black families are under that cap of what that needs to be in order to get access to these benefits, then by and large we will be getting a significant amount of that, which will help us to give that hand lift up, or whatever she called it, out of poverty, and then increase our liability for home ownership, things like that. So, you know, I hear what she's saying, but you can't go and say like, I'm going to put just for Black people if you're trying to run for the president of the United States. It just will not happen. You can't be pigeonhole yourself into that. Like, I'm just going to do this just for Black people. You can't.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Damien's thought. Screenwriter, what's your thought?
I was gonna say, yeah, that question, the way it was framed, she was definitely trying to get her into a gotcha moment. Just the way the question was framed. So, but in terms of reparations, like I said before, I think that's equivalent to the wall argument. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, if you look into these things, you'll find that they've been talking about this for a very long time. Like immigration, needing to protect the borders, all that stuff for years, and nothing has been really. I mean, it's still a problem. It's still a problem. So
yeah, if you just handed out a bunch of checks to Black people, it'd be just like
hold on.
It'd be just like Dave Chappelle. It'd be like
hold on. I want to get
Escalades would be the Cadillac would be the most profitable country in
this is one thing.
Company in the United States.
Go ahead, Otis. What's your thoughts on what you just seen?
Okay, real quick. They were trying to get her in a got you, mama. Who mic is open?
Maybe HQ. HQ, mute up. God damn it.
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah, mute up. You got noise in the background.
Oh,
Whatever
okay,
you
sorry.
watching.
I came back in the room.
Okay, but real quick, of course she was trying to get her in a got you moment. I like the way she answered it. She said, first of all, hopefully she's still trying to do the LIFT Act. If she is, but she said you have to be $100,000 and under or less to get the tax credit. Now, I think that word went over a lot of people's head. I'm not going to talk long. They're not going to give you money. Somebody already said they're not going to give you cash. They're not going to do that. They're going to give you a tax credit.
Right. They're not going to give you no cash.
Just a credit, which basically means you will use that credit towards something. You
gotta be working.
You can't go to the bank and get it out. You can use that credit towards something, but you won't get the cash. You got to listen to the words. Tax credit. That's all I want to say.
She actually used this back in, this is a policy she ran on in 2022. She created it back in 2017, 2018. The reason why it didn't get any traction is because it had so many holes in it, right? Like, for instance, saying the poorest of people wouldn't benefit from that. Guys like me in the middle class, I wouldn't benefit from that because I make just a little bit over that number. Oh, well, not to, but everyone in between from 30 to that other end of it would probably, benefit from it, at least as a tax credit versus anything else. But the reason it didn't go through the first time, I forgot exactly why, but they were saying that it had like a lot of flaws to, like when it came to the children, things of that nature, but those might have been corrected.
Jabba, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, you really got to think about it. You're not going to win a national election in a country where you're still the minority, being strictly pro-black. So you got to move on to what else. What are your other issues? What are your other concerns? I think when it comes to her, you're going to see a lot of pushback because people is like, she's not pro-black enough or she's too pro-black. And it's like, what do you want? What exactly do you want? I mean, if you look at Obama's presidency as the blueprint, he had a lot more ideas and what he wanted to do in support of black people, but it was like, how do you cater that to where it's not everyone else is feeling isolated from it? And then going back even further, look at civil rights. Civil rights was supposed to be specifically towards black people, but they realized there was no way that was going to get passed if they did not expand it to make sure it's civil, not just black people's rights. So you got to really come down to what is exactly that you want for future generations, because the reparations talk as it stands now is not going to happen.
Shout out to LeGarrette. This is exactly what I was thinking. Go ahead, HQ, before I go to LeGarrette. Go.
Okay.
No, that wasn't me. That was the other lady.
Oh, okay. Let me read this real quick. LeGarrette with the $9.99. You old heads have excuses for everything. But they signed the anti-hate Asian bill without question. I agree 100%. That is something that they got that is benefited towards just a specific type of human being. And speaking of it, welcome to the show, my Asian brother, Ethan Man Williams. And so what I
just got one question. I know y'all having a nice show. I want to say hello to Sharon and hello to Otis. I just got one question for the boogeyman. I came up here because the boogeyman was up here. So now question to Jabba, the rainbow boogeyman. Are gays minorities?
We are.
In this country? Y'all are. Oh, so black people are not big enough to go and support something for them, but gay people as minority are big enough to go and push agendas for them. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't even want to make this because I'm more pro-black than I am. I'm definitely more pro-black than anything else. But what power do black people have when it comes to the national standing? What power do we actually? What collateral do we have? We do not have the political. We do not have the political power that these other minority groups have. You are absolutely
I got you.
right.
Hold on. So, do you believe that gays have political power in your opinion?
Absolutely. Look what we've done in the last.
Crazy. You are crazy.
Look at what we've accomplished since they removed homosexuality from the index. In the 40 to 50 years, we've gone from being mentally insane to getting same-sex marriage.
Actually, most of that happened on a 3-year stretch.
in
Yeah,
the
Well,
most of that happens.
I
in the
don't know
hundred
if
in the
I'll
multiple
say this.
centuries that this country has been established, in the time that Black people have been freed, what exactly have we accomplished? Like I just said,
We accomplished a lot.
Wait,
the one
now,
thing, the one thing,
highest form of power, the president of the United States of America.
and what did he do for specifically for Black people?
He did it for the
He did a lot
gays.
for you. Yeah, but he didn't do a lot for us.
All right, but hold on.
Thank you.
So let me ask
That's
y'all
what I'm
this question.
saying. I didn't come up here to really fight about this because, like I said, I'm more pro-Black than anything. But I'm just saying you got to really look at the optics of everything. We do not have political power like we should.
Right.
I got you. So it's all sound good when you talk about Black folks, and y'all know I'm not pro-Black. It's interesting how we always give the Democrats excuses. It don't matter what the Democrats do and how they abuse
They are
Black
not off the
people.
hook. I left the Democratic Party because of the bullshit.
So you vote for Donald Trump 2024?
I'm not telling you who I'm voting for.
Oh, I want to know.
Well, I mean,
I want
just
to
because
know.
someone doesn't
It's none
vote
of
for
your
Trump
damn
doesn't mean they're
business,
voting
Milka.
Democrat either, though.
It's none of your damn business, Milka.
And my whole point is read the platform. Don't come up and say I'm not voting for the Democrat, because the Democrat, y'all all been voting for Democrats forever. Half of y'all don't even know what they stand
But
for.
I
Y'all don't even ain't even been to the website.
You're right, but
Listen to this.
But
I voted to recall Newsom, so I'm definitely not voting for the Democrats. I voted to recall our governor.
I got you, but listen, hold on. I just
Hold
want
on,
to tell
Eda,
y'all
man.
what was
Hold
said.
on, Eda, man. Look out with the $9.99. Jabba is right. Black people, we don't lobby enough, but cry about everything. Put your money where your mouth is. That's why it's classism over racism.
Listen.
But I got another question. So hold on. So let me ask y'all this question. Most people don't understand tax credits. I take advantage of a lot of tax credit. So if the people under $100,000 are going to be the only person that does tax credits, we can say that the maximum the tax credit can be is $100,000, right? For quote unquote reparations. And then so we look at it, then we got to start asking this question is, how does this tax credit work? Most tax credit, it gives you a percentage of money that you already spent back or make it non-taxable income, right? So if that's the case, if I made $30,000, especially if I have a family, say $30,000 to $60,000, I didn't pay no taxes, so that tax credit absolutely means nothing whatsoever to you. So this this tax credit, and this is why we didn't push it forward in legislature, because it didn't mean anything. It was a whole bunch of empty words, and underneath these bills, they had other agendas that they was trying to push forward. That had nothing to do with helping Black people by giving them a tax credit when they don't pay enough money for the credit to make sense.
Right.
No, that was for the hold on a second. That was for the working poor. People making under 30,000 are considered living under the poverty line, and those people are probably taking advantage of other things that are out there for people living under the poverty line. That's probably why it's not geared toward them. What usually happens is that there's people. You ever been like when my mother was when we were young? There'd be certain things she wasn't qualified for because she made too much money for certain things and did not make enough money for other things. So what they were trying to do is act as that bridge between the people who are not living under the poverty line and getting all of these access to these special programs, and people who have access to the real tax benefits because they are not making a certain amount of income. That's just used that to bridge between those gaps, because those people usually fall between the cracks. That's what her incentive, what it sounds like her thing was.
But the only problem I have with it, Damien, is that she couldn't stand on nothing, right? If she would have stood on it, it would have been white folks that's about it too, because there's a lot of white folks that's going to be about the reparations too, because they
ain't no white folks about reparations.
Yes,
no,
they do.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong on that, Sharon.
I don't think so. No,
just give Black people money.
Sharon, I
got I give Black people money. No, hold on. So the thing is that you can't say just give Black people money. What you got to say is that we got to correct something that our country did that was wrong to a certain.
I agree.
People.
But you said white people would be about it.
I don't understand how politicians word something. If they word it properly, and then yes, we could get the reparations. But if you are afraid of doing anything for a Black person, that's when it gets a little sketchy. The same shit with Ice Cube. At least Donald Trump was willing to listen to what Ice Cube was presenting. And for somebody to just say, no, I'm not going to even think about a policy, that means you're not even willing to listen to anything that's going to benefit a small demographic of people that's in this country when they already
but didn't lie. Hold on, no, then Biden lied.
when they already doing things that is catered to black people already. So the country do push out things that is for black people only. So
I know that, but
reparations, so we can get those shit done, but we got to get a politician, especially a candidate like a president, to get behind it and put the proper words behind it, get everybody motivated about it, and say we are correcting a wrong that we did 400 years ago, and da 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 da.
Man, they don't even.
Push.
You can't even use. They're taking the word slavery out of textbooks, and you really think people gonna vote for reparations? They're using.
But hold on. We moving too fast.
That's one of the reasons why that's one of the reasons why I took my kids out of schools for that. One of those reasons.
I got you, but Sherrod, hold on. This is the most important part. Biden pledged that after he got elected, he was going to meet with Ice Cube, and then refused to meet him once he got elected. Tell me how disrespectful that is.
I can't blame
that is disrespectful, but however, what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. So this is what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying. It's the way how Donald Trump used Ice Cube meeting as to get black people behind him in 2024 is it actually shows that if you tell black people that, hey, I'm willing to do something strictly for y'all, that you can get votes behind you.
I don't think we fall for the banana in the tailpipe as easy as you think.
They don't care about reparations. Hold on. They don't care about reparations because you're willing to vote for Donald Trump, and you know you ain't getting no reparations when you vote for him. I don't even know how we going into that conversation.
Wow, you're not getting it with nobody.
You ain't getting it with nobody.
I don't understand the conversation because you're not getting it.
So why are they trying to hold Kamala to the fire about reparations when they willing to vote for Donald Trump? That's my point.
Because Donald Trump, at least Donald Trump's willing to say, yeah, I would absolutely think about a policy that's only going to benefit.
Now you know, doggone well.
He will lie because he lied.
Wow.
Regardless, what I'm saying is this. So regardless if he make it happen, regardless if he's lying or not, he is willing to say it publicly. And
you
say,
know
yes,
he's willing to say. He said Kamala didn't even pass her law degree. So he'll say
no, what I'm saying, no, it's true. Y'all missing what I'm saying. I'm saying Donald Trump is willing to say publicly, yes, I'd be willing to sign a policy if it makes sense that only benefit a certain people. He would say some shit like that.
Absolutely. So he's willing to lie.
The problem is Kamala's not smart enough to understand that.
She's not smart enough or has more integrity.
And that's one of the points of, that's one thing about Donald Trump I have a lot of respect for.
Oh,
he keeps his word. If he says he's going to do something, even if he's going to hit it with a hammer, he does what he says.
Oh my God!
Definitely don't do it. I don't know.
You being hyperbolic, right? You're playing with it.
Hold on.
Hey, shout out to Kodak Black. Hey, shout out to Kodak Black, Damien.
I like, but speaking about black folks, what about why we don't talk about what Donald Trump did for the HBCUs when he started when he said that?
You better not even start with that.
I just want to ask the question.
Okay, hold on.
I'll answer that question.
Why we don't talk about it? Because he definitely did it.
Hold on,
he didn't.
Hold on. Everybody, let E get the full question out, and who want to attack it first?
I do.
I don't want to attack that, but I do have something to say.
So we're gonna go Damien, HQ, Jabba. Get Eda, man. Ask your question.
All right, so I think we all can prove that Donald Trump said that it was unfair that historical white colleges was actually receiving more money than historical black colleges. And so he signed this on live TV, actually sending more money to the historical black colleges. Why don't we talk about what he did do for black people?
Okay. Thank you. Now that we can get that bullshit out. All right, there's a difference between that was money that was already earmarked for historical black colleges that's been in place for years. Basically what it is, the people, the representatives of those colleges says the money that you're sending isn't sufficient. So in order to kiss the ass or try to get favor in the black community, he agreed to increase it by a certain amount, not because he saw the value in HBCUs, it's because he saw it a way to curry favor in the black community. So
that's perfect.
Let me finish. I saw you. You were interrupted. You were uninterrupted, and I was respectful. So please,
you're right. I'll let you finish, sir. You know we got history. Go ahead.
So basically, what I'm saying, there's a difference between all that other stuff where he's saying where he saw the value in it and he says, oh my God, that's ridiculous. Why? No, that was none of that. He said, okay, black people, if I give this to you, you'll owe me one. So when it comes election time, you'll remember this shit and I'll bring it up consistently how I did this for you. That's why he did it. So there was money already going to black community HBCUs. He just increased it as a way to suck up to the black community.
All right, let's respond to that. So as my counterpart just said, he said he did it with a intent. He had an intent on why he did it. So that means he did it. Regardless of, like, we can argue his intent. I'm cool with that. But it's one thing that we can say that he clearly did. He clearly increased it. He clearly did something better for the black community. Now, give me one thing that Biden, hold on, no, I got you. Give me one thing that Biden and Kamala did for the black community.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. Let me respond to that HBCU. Let's get it clear. Okay. That money has always been allocated to the HBCUs. Obama had been doing that every year. It just lapsed or something like that. It lapsed and Trump picked it up and just redid it. Everybody else increased it. He increased it. Yes, he did. He said 250 million added times 10 years. That's how long he did it. So that is not enough for what the other presidents had done yearly for the HBCUs. If you
he did more.
If you look at how much he allocated, divided by 10 years is what he did. By 10 years, you divide by 10 years, it's not as much as the rest of the presidents did every year. And all y'all hear about is 10 years worth of HBCUs. That's all you hear. But it ain't more than what the other ones did.
So it was more.
Hold on. So this is one question. This is Trump signing that bill. Go ahead, Otis.
Real quick question. Why did it lapse?
It's something that lapsed.
Hello? Why did the HBC funding lapse?
It's every year. They just have to redo it.
Yeah,
no, it's not every year. It is not every year. So even if it's every year, hold on. HQ, I'm gonna give it to you. Hold on, it's a valid question. Hold on. The reason it lapsed is because no president was bold enough to do it for a long period of time. And Donald Trump said, you know what? Not only I'm gonna make sure that y'all good while I'm here, I'm gonna make sure y'all good for the next 4 years and the next 2 years. I'm gonna give you actually 10 years instead of the one by year that HQ is saying. So that's the whole. Hold on. The whole point. Let me land it. The whole point that I'm telling you is that every time a Republican actually do something for black people, he just gave me that little bit of money when the Democrats gave you no money. So you comparing a little bit to nothing.
And I'll tell you why I laugh. Because number one,
because remember they killed affirmative action, which allowed you to go to schools like Harvard, Mojave, and
thank you.
So it came at a cost. It wasn't just him giving us money. He took something very, very, very valuable away from us.
Hold on.
And I'll answer Otis's question directly.
Yes, and also reiterate what ADS just said as well. Go ahead.
Okay, and Otis, the reason why things lap is because no president in their right mind makes most things in perpetuity. They don't make it forever. They only can do it for a certain amount of time because it has to get passed by Congress, because it does affect, like, you do have to, it is money that the government is taking from other things to fund other things. So you basically do it as a stopgap to make sure there's always avenues to where people can, if they need, say that they needed to access some of that money in a case of emergency, we go to war, we fail or what have you. If the company starts to get into a real bad situation and have to take these things back, they never do things in perpetuity. There's not a policy right now that somebody says, okay, that's forever. It's always done for a short.
Do other colleges have to deal with the lapse?
And then
no, they don't.
It, and then they re-extend it. That's what happens with 90% of the policies that are put out there.
But the funny part, the funny part about it,
but let me ask this, the man. Do other colleges outside of HBCUs have to deal with lapses?
Nope.
We don't know. We don't know.
No, we never hear about historical white colleges grants lapsing.
There's no
Let's
such
be
thing as
honest.
historical
Come
white
on, like
colleges.
y'all just be thinking, y'all be making it up as
I
y'all
Hold on,
go.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Well,
Hey,
okay.
worried
hey,
My
about the
point
white
is,
colleges.
if that's the
Why would you be
case,
worried
then
about the
there's
white
already
colleges?
if that's the case, then there's already a disparity issue.
I want to
If
actually go ahead.
if
But I
other
want to respond to
colleges
what
don't have to
Damien
deal
said.
with this lapse,
Yeah, I
then
want to say
there's a disparity problem. Now, I'm not blaming a party for this, but that's a highlight of a disparity problem. If HBCUs are the only schools that have to deal with disparity lapse.
That's
I would
not a
ask you a question.
Democratic problem. That's a Republican and Congress problem.
So, but
That's
see, but
a
the questions that I gotta keep asking is when a
I'm
Republican
not
do
saying
something
it's
for the
whose problem it is. I'm saying it's a problem, and the fact that that's a thing is a serious issue. The fact that HBCUs whatever funding can lapse and every other colleges don't, that's
do
questionable in
hello, but
itself.
Sharon, I gotta
we
ask
don't
Sharon
know
a
that.
real
We don't know
question,
that for a
Sharon.
Do
fact.
you?
Hello,
I'm
but
actually.
Sharon, I got
If
you,
Trump
Sharon.
was really
Sharon,
bad, he would have ended
Do you
that
know
in
why they
general.
needed to
I
ask for
got you.
more
Yeah, we
money?
always can say what they could have did better, but I gotta ask Sharon this question: why, when Republicans do something, Sharon, for Black community, is not good enough, but when we talk about Democrats doing something for the Black community, they said that their vote is not big enough? Do we
Well,
see
hold
the
on.
We didn't say
hypocrisy
nothing
in?
about
But no,
what
the
black folks
reason is
No,
did. What you
I
said?
just heard y'all argue that for the last 30
No,
minutes
we
that
didn't
they
say
can't
anything
do
about what
nothing
Timothy
directly
did.
for Black people because the vote wasn't big enough. We didn't have enough political pull. And then once we see somebody do something for them, it's not good enough. Like, I don't see how y'all can't see how that's such a biased point of view that one
Because
side is doing something and the other side, we say that they don't have to do nothing because the Black vote don't matter. That's crazy.
You're conflating two different arguments.
yes,
Well, I
yeah,
mean, but they've
yes.
pointed to
yeah.
incidents where the Democratic Party has done the same thing Trump did. So it's not like the Democratic Party has never restarted this thing with HBCUs lapsing. They have. It just, I mean, to me, what it sounds like, it just happened to lapse, and it was his turn to do it.
Yeah, that's exactly what
That's what
happened.
it seems like.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
did, and so it didn't. The thing that if
No,
Damien is being honest, Damien is to tell you he did do more. He
we're
didn't do
fighting.
less.
We're
He
fighting
did
against the
more.
fact
I'm
that
asking you a question.
no,
There was a
No,
reason,
well,
like I
I
said.
can't.
wait a minute.
If
We're fighting against the fact that you said Trump started this. Trump didn't
yes,
start this. Trump is just going along with the rest of the presidents. Trump
No, I
just
did.
made it 10 years when he shouldn't have made it 10 years. He made it so that now that Biden got to do it, the president after him got to do it, everybody after him got to do it because Trump did it for 10 years. You can't tie the hands of another president. You're supposed to make those HBCUs for your years, not everybody else's years. You understand that? So he didn't do anything special. He just
Why
did
you
it.
wooing? She's not cooking.
She
Listen, she's
is
not.
cooking.
Let me tell you why she ain't
About to
cooking.
be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Stop screaming. Shout out to LeGarrette, 1999. Everyone 35 and under, do not listen to old heads. Do your own research. They have lied to us, and be happy they
damn.
got rid of affirmative action because Asians, Indians were using it to their advantage to get ahead.
Damn,
Woo. Ariel said
damn. Shit.
politics
Stop
meant
throwing
to be
stuff.
hype. I'm gonna have a hard time falling asleep in a bit. Thanks, Sharon. Great show. Good night. Yeah, thank you. I think I have one more.
But
Oh,
to somebody's point,
who
somebody's
has
brain
better
effect.
skin, Kamala
Oh shit.
or Trump? God.
I
Go ahead,
apologize. I thought
man.
you
I
was
think your
finished
man
reading
was
them,
trying to
but
tell me something crazy.
what I was gonna say is somebody brought the point that we are the minority in the country, and this kind of goes back to what I was mentioning earlier about local voting. I believe we should really focus on that more because I think a lot of the issues that I hear people complain about on these panels, and even just in general, they can do more and you can impact more if you get more involved in your local politics.
But the funding
Like
has
I
to
give
come
you
from the federal
an
level.
example, for instance, and I'm not from here, but I've heard this issue a lot.
I got you,
Chicago's
but
having issues with the sanctuary cities, right? Because it's one of the
Democrat
sanctuary
problem.
cities. That is something that they need to look at their local politics and figure out what's going on.
But that's what I'm saying. All sanctuary,
Let me finish. So at that point, because that's where it's impacting you the most, because it's a sanctuary city. Now, if you want that change to Chicago, you got to get more involved in your local politics, because Trump building a wall, for instance, let's just say he was going to do it. It would only have helped them. They wouldn't have helped them much.
Yeah,
So,
but I want you to understand that all sanctuary cities are Democrat cities. Republican cities are not sanctioned cities. So when I hear these people advocating for, when they say that they don't like what's going on in these cities, it's because a Democrat is at the local level pushing these things together. Look at New York. Look at Chicago. That definitely was a local level type thing that we seen get pushed from Democrats.
And
well,
that one
I
I
can
have to agree
speak
with
on it from
Eon
being from
because
a place
it's
that's not a
receiving federal
sanctuary city.
funding.
It's an issue for everyone because of certain things that's not being reported. Let me just put it that way. It's just certain stuff that's not being documented and reported. I mean, under the table work, things like that. So it's an issue for everyone.
Crimes being
But
committed, no one's reporting because they don't want the media to take hold of it. All types of that stuff is going on, and it's being federally funded with taxpayer money, which is even more disturbing to me that we're allowing a group of people over here who don't give us their identifications, want to jump line process. We don't know who these people are, but we have to support them. To me, that's the biggest travesty about all this immigration policy stuff. You know what I'm saying? That we're allowing people to jump line ahead of people who have followed the process and giving them this amnesty, which they don't really deserve. You know what I'm saying? That just because you say you want a better life doesn't mean you get to break our laws to do it.
But look, but we got to be clear. What we have done is we have said, American homeless, y'all stand aside while these immigrants actually get housing. Like we don't understand how crazy that is for us to do that, and then we still say that we okay with it because the Democrats pushed it forward. That is a problem.
Democrats. Why you keep saying Democrats?
I can't. No, that's where I don't agree. I think they both are okay with illegal immigration.
They're both okay with it. Stop saying Democrats.
Because
they
want the price of strawberries to stay low. That's why both of them are
That's why they're okay with it.
Hold on. So I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure I understand y'all guys. Y'all believe Republicans are pushing for more people to come into the country illegally?
Nobody's pushing. Nobody Republican is pushing for that.
That's what said. Democrats have pushed for the open borders.
Edelman, what do you think?
Republicans are all happy with open borders.
Hold on, I want to understand this. I want to understand this. So, Edelman, you saying that under Republican presidents, we had less immigrants?
We had less open borders. Yes, what I'm telling you is we have never. Hold on. Let me answer your question.
Okay, you say yes. Hold on. Do you have facts to prove what you're saying? Because
absolutely,
what I understand and the research that I did, all presidents they allow it.
And let me just say this before anybody.
Hold on. Let me respond because he said something directly to me. So what I'm telling you,
hold on.
We have never seen this many immigrants illegally come across the border with this open borders in the last 4 years. Can y'all agree with that or disagree with that?
Hold a second. What president deported the most people in the history of our country? Which president? What was the name of the president that devoted the most?
Do you know
people?
Edelman?
Obama.
Saying, why you tell him?
Oh, I'm sorry.
A Democrat with the exactly.
So it's not
don't make it
Democrats
seem like Democrats do that. It's just like it all depends on what the effect on the economy and effect on the country determines the degree in which people vigorously process and deport undocumented citizens.
So
before you go, man, GBG with the $5. He says, "I'm tired of you gaping, bleeding heart liberal coochies."
So, also, I wanted to.
Can y'all answer my question though? Yeah, y'all just passed over my question. I get.
Sorry. What's your question,
again, we're sorry. We apologize.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So the point that I asked was, in the last 4 years, is it a factual statement that we have had more illegal immigrants or migrants come in this country than we have ever had before?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So
he said before. He said before. He didn't say it. He said before. which means in the history of our country.
All right, so when can you go back that's documented that we have had this many migrants come into our country when we was established as a country?
Okay. All I'm saying is this is number one. No. Number one, like I said, is if Barack Obama successfully deported 3 million, how many do you think more were not deported, did not get caught?
That is the biggest deflection I ever heard.
No, that is not a deflection. That is a deflection. That is a direct correlation.
You went away from my question to make a statement. I asked
Well, either man, how do you calculate how many have come if they're not documented? How do you?
That's what I'm saying.
They're documented.
I'm trying to use.
Well, let me tell you how they're documented. See, Biden said, "I want to document as many as I can."
No, I didn't ask you that. I asked you, how do you determine how many are there? You said that there's been more. So
I'm about to tell you how we can track it. I'm gonna tell you how we can track it. Over the last 4 years, you know what they got? They got Medicaid. Guess what? You know what they got? They got food stamps. You know what happened to the ACP program?
Hold on. I thought we're not gonna allow you to lie, though. Hold on,
man. You see how important it is for people to read instead of just going off talking points that they done heard. The highest immigrant levels were in 2007. Okay, and behind that was 2021 with Biden. So
2007 was Bush.
That was a Republican who had the highest record. So
hold on. So are y'all saying that we're not tracking? So are y'all saying that illegal immigrants are not getting food stamps?
Before we move to
no.
Hold on, y'all.
What she just said.
Hold on, Damien. Before we move to the tracking part, Republican had the highest ever.
Immigration.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What it really means is that the whole immigration thing, it doesn't correlate to a Democrat or a Republican. It doesn't.
Thank you.
No, that's not, because I'm looking at what's your source. Let me look up her source, because that's not what I'm reading.
Man, I'm telling you, they do not care about that illegal immigration thing the way you think. They don't. If it's a benefit to the economy, they are not making them people leave. They
can't leave. It will devastate our economy if the 11.2 million immigrants leave the country. They cannot just up and deport 11.2 million people. Stop asking for that.
Can surely reduce
it's never going to happen.
But Trump did a great job with the travel ban he had, with the Muslim ban. He did a great job with that. That was jobs in America. And then he started putting out the illegals, which was about 2 million, which was suffice.
But that's what I did. I went to look up HQ points, because I said, where's she getting this for? She said immigrants. We're talking about illegal immigrants. It's two different people. The people that come legally.
Immigrant population.
Yes, exactly. That's two different conversations.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Y'all don't think that there's two different groups?
That's crazy, Eda, man.
What?
Great
that would explain why when Trump said didn't he recently? Trump said something about them being able to have their green cards.
Yeah, he's looking
recently. Didn't he say something about? I think they should have their green cards. I think you should let them have it.
Damn.
No, so the point that I'm saying is
right.
The point.
Go ahead, Otis.
I was asking Eda man. You said you looked it up. What number did you come up with? And you can go ahead and keep talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was looking up, because I said, she said in 2007 it's the most. I said the most immigration. Let me go look it up. See, I don't think Americans are against someone doing the right thing, coming into this country, making sure they file the right paperwork and doing the right thing. We're talking about people we don't have a problem with those immigrants. The problem we have is the people who are doing it completely the wrong way. And that was the conversation. So when HQ, hold on.
So let me get this straight. So hold on. So you're saying all the people that made it in this term, they all illegal?
No, we didn't say all. You see, Sharon, we on YouTube. We never say all. Like this idea that we say all. Come on.
All right. So why are you talking about the illegal ones when we can't really?
Yeah, we can track it. That's
because the ones that's over here now, right? They are not mostly illegal.
Yes, they are. Listen, okay. So
So
listen.
Okay,
hold on.
which one is it? You're gonna have to put a stick aside on what you're saying. So you're saying what percentage of these immigrants are illegal? What are you saying?
In the last 4 years, hold on. In the last 4 years, what I am saying is I'm saying 60 to 70% became illegally. In 07, and that's the whole point that I'm saying is that when we had the open borders, they didn't come by plane. They came by the way of Mexico illegally,
So you
crossing
think
the
we need?
border without permission.
Let me ask something real quick. Hey, so you're thinking the smart thing to do, if that's an issue that's really affecting America, we need to have comprehensive bipartisan border reform.
You use the whole. I told you I'm a C student. Break those words down.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. So you need to have both the Republicans and the Democrat agree on a bill to reform and make our borders safe. Correct?
Right.
Okay.
Sure. I don't think that's the problem. I don't think that's the problem.
No. You got to reform stuff in order to change stuff in order.
No. But that's not what I'm saying. See, it's two different types of mindset. Hey, if you come over here and we catch you doing it, we're gonna send you back. We're gonna send you back, and we're gonna acknowledge that you have committed a crime. And then there's one mindset that says we're gonna ignore that you're doing it, and we're gonna call ourselves sanctioned cities, and we're gonna encourage you to come across.
You said a bunch of stuff. You said a bunch of stuff. Hold on. Let me finish my statement. Let me finish what I was saying.
Put the answer in the chat.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Basically, what I'm saying was we had a bill, bipartisan, both agreed on, both Democrats and Republicans, to reform and protect our southern border. It was ready to get signed, but Mike Johnson would not bring it onto the floor for a vote because Donald Trump told him that he did not want it to pass because he wanted to use it as a political thing to run on when it was time for him to run for president. So Republicans don't give.
So where did you get that information? Did you talk to Mike? No, listen, because we be talking like we be shavers. Where did you get that information?
I love
that's a real
All right, you know what? The easy thing.
Best laugh.
All right, the easiest thing is.
Where did you get that from? Just be honest.
I saw it on Huffington Post had a report about it. The Associated Press had a report on it. CNN, MSNBC had reports on it, and I saw it on a bunch of different smaller websites.
But listen what he said. Hold on, he came to YouTube and he read a newspaper. Hold on, no. See, this is the key. Hold on, no. Because
when they feel stupid, they start to make insults when they feel stupid.
This is so important. He said, I read this in the newspaper, so it must be true. I saw this on CBS, so it must be true. Sharon, can you please challenge this BS? Like, I'm tired of y'all letting this craziness go on over here.
Education is showing through, it's shining through, bright.
I got something to say.
I'm trying to help you here, brother, but you keep over talking me every time I talk. Look in the
I have
chat,
something to say.
right there. It was 8 million, 6.7 of them across the southwest border. It's just that damn simple. You know, brother.
He didn't do the brother, did he?
You got to stop for a second and think, man. Get the information, come back with it. And as far as that trash ass immigration policy Biden tried to put out the last minute, 6 months till an election, that was some bullshit. That was a political stunt.
No. We're not talking about the executive order. We're talking about the bipartisan sponsored by a Tennessee representative.
That came out in March. That was some bullshit. 3 years and 6 months? Brother, that was just telling me you did that to appease people not to look weak.
Look at Lord ADS.
Sharon,
give him, Lord.
Sharon, didn't I tell you that if both parties wanted the border to be closed, it would be closed? They don't want it
That's
closed.
my point.
Why
they
you
don't
keep
want
talking
that thing
about the
closed.
illegal immigrants? They don't want it to be closed.
Absolutely.
Or Democrats.
Sharon, I thought you hold men accountable over here. He said he read the press, the newspaper. Y'all gonna let him just pass? Y'all thought I forgot about
Here
that.
we go. See, like I said, this is what dumb people do when smart people are talking.
While we reminiscing, I want to go over something too. Man, earlier you said that LGBT do not have political power. I posted 2 articles in the back supporting my claim that they do. one of the articles is about how your party is all of a sudden now kind of being nice to us, when before it was about protect the sanctity of marriage act, or however you say it, I forget how it's actually pronounced. And then the other is showing that reparations were actually given to gay people in Palm Springs.
Woo!
So don't tell me that gay people do not have political power.
Yeah.
We do.
So
Because
hold
gay
on.
people stick together. It's the black people that vote for Trump. The black people who won't vote for
In more
Kamala.
ways than one.
That
In
won't
more
stick
ways than
together.
one.
Well,
I'm talking about
And won't
Hold on,
get
hold
nothing
on.
done.
You're damn right, Sharon.
Hold
You
on,
throwing
hold on.
shade.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what y'all guys are saying. So y'all saying that y'all believe the majority of black people are voting for
Talk slow
Trump
for the man.
in
No,
20?
I'm not
well,
saying that. That's not
Like I
what I'm
We're
said,
saying.
just too divided. The
What I'm
majority
saying
of us,
is
we're too
we're
divided.
divided,
I
right?
exactly.
So we never
think it's
gonna
a
get
high
nothing
percentage of
done
black
or
people that
nothing
don't vote,
passed.
period. And then of the ones who do vote, they tend to vote Democrat. I think it's a lot that don't vote though, as
I
well.
told y'all HQ just making it up as she go because you just said that the black people vote for Trump. That's what you just said out your mouth.
What
I
I
don't
said
think
was
think
there's
it's a
black
You know
majority
what
people
I'd
of
who
like to
vote
vote.
for
do,
Trump.
Sharon? If you give me the latitude,
What I said was,
would you entertain me?
hold on,
I would
hold
like
on.
to have a
No,
policy for
Hold
policy back
on.
and forth with either man.
nope. I don't want to talk to you because you said you read the newspaper.
Yeah,
Nobody
okay.
read the newspaper
What I
no
said
more.
was,
Thank
what I
you.
said was, a
Thank
lot of
you.
us vote for Trump.
I
A
didn't say I
lot of
read
us
the
vote for
newspaper.
Democrats, and we don't vote together and get things
I'll
done
put some
and be a
posters online.
powerhouse. Like
Don't put us
like
in
the
no
Patriots
box. I
do.
don't want to talk to him.
That's
Not right now because I don't
There
want.
you
See,
go.
I
There you
done
go.
learned once you don't want,
There
you
you
don't
go.
go in the box with niggas you
Gonna
already beat.
let me get this up. Come on, let me get this
So you
work.
might as well
Come and
put
get
us
this
back
work.
all back on. You
Come
might as
and
well
get
put us
this
all
work.
back on
This
there.
work. Come get this work. Come get this
Because
work.
we know the Democrats ain't got no
Come get this work.
policies. They
Come
ain't
get
put no
this work.
policy in
I
Come get
place
this
in the
work.
last.
already told you 5
Okay.
of them. What you mean we
All
ain't
right.
got none?
What's call it?
Now, see,
I'll
that's
name
why
a
I don't
Hold
want
on,
policy.
him
let,
in the
let,
box
let them
because he
have it,
got.
y'all. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
We'll
Damien,
do
you
it.
go first. Go ahead, Damien.
We'll do this, and then I'll name a policy, and then you name a Trump policy. I made a
Yeah,
Biden
let's do
Harris
that.
policy. You name a Trump policy, and we'll go back and forth and
Absolutely
see who has the
not.
most of them.
Absolutely
Don't
not.
force either man into the
I'll
box
start
like
off.
that,
I'll
though.
He
start
don't
off.
have
I'll
to
start
Absolutely.
because
off.
he don't know none.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
The
not.
chips
See,
and
no, see,
science bill.
I get y'all live in a world that people, other men have to listen to y'all. Absolutely not. What I'm gonna ask you a question is, why have your quote unquote future president haven't even chose the vice president? She don't even believe she's gonna be president.
He's scared. He's scared, y'all.
Like
He's
like I
scared.
said,
Trump
see,
supporters
this is something.
scared.
Remember what I said earlier about they need to have political sciences courses in school? Because, like I said, I can tell you, but I can't make you understand it for you. And the reason why is because vice presidents have to go through a vetting process to make sure there's nothing that's going to come back to hurt the candidate. So that's why she hasn't picked anybody right off rip. Because
So
she
what do you
didn't
think
know
about
he was going to
Vetting process.
bow out of the election.
What do you think about JD, a person who have served his country in the U.S. Marine Corps? He have fought for your freedoms, and Donald Trump choose him as vice president. How you feel about that?
I feel like he did it because he was
Oh,
a
he's
venture
unqualified.
capitalist.
Hold on.
No, let me
No,
finish.
you're having a conversation with Damien. Hold on.
Yeah,
You're having a conversation with Damien. Go ahead.
You're talking to me. You actually let's keep it. Look at him. Stay focused.
Do you think he unqualified?
Stay focused. The reason that he picked him is because he was a venture capitalist and he has connections to a lot of donors that can bring a lot of money into the campaign. That's why he picked JD Vance. Vance has access to more money than any other body else, and he knew he could control him more than anybody else. So between the money and the control, that's why he picked JD Vance.
Dang, it's crazy. Hold on, let me respond to that. So it's crazy. Hey, Otis, it's
Let them have
crazy.
it, HQ. Let them have it. Go ahead.
Let me respond. It's crazy that they said the idiot is making strategic. Let me say strategic moves out here and picking the right people to be able to put in his corner. So
No, he
that's
didn't.
but the crazy part about it is we will argue that a former soldier who almost died for his country is
Not
not
a soldier, he's a
qualified.
Marine.
Well, hold
He's a
on.
Marine. Get it right.
He's a soldier. Marines are soldiers, right?
No, armies are soldiers, Marines are Marines. Get it right.
Okay,
Get it
cool.
right.
You cool. I let you have that. But the point is, we would say a former Marine, to help him make his point, is not qualified, but a AKA woman who ain't proved nothing is qualified? This is crazy in my. I ain't never heard nothing like
What are
this
you
in my whole
saying?
life.
Is this the real world that we're living in? This dude said,
God,
what'd you say?
I'm having HQ. Go ahead, Damien. Come
Hold on a
on.
second. So
Hey,
let
you
me
gotta
get
tell
this.
HQ to let me cook him. He don't need no help, HQ. Let me cook him.
Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. A former Marine, because he's a former Marine, just because on that fact stand alone, is more qualified than a city attorney general. I mean district attorney, a state district attorney, and a U.S. senator.
All right, so if I'm asking you correctly, first of all, absolutely. Let me answer your question directly.
Okay.
Absolutely, someone who's willing to put their life on the line. Absolutely, someone who's willing to fight for this country. And we act like he don't have any type of experience.
That disqualifies Donald Trump. Checkmate.
No, it's not about checkmate. Hold on. See, the reason it's not about checkmate is because Donald Trump is a former president who already seated in this position before. Hold on. No. You want the checkmate, so now let me show you how you dig up a checkmate and throw that shit back in their face. Now, like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by this man who said he was the most disciplined man on YouTube who don't interrupt people. Before I was interrupted, what we are going, it's crazy that we would try to paint this narrative that JD don't have. So are you saying that you believe he don't have any qualifications outside of his military to be the vice president?
That's a gaslight. I didn't say any. I didn't say that made that statement at all. I just say he doesn't have more qualifications than Kamala Harris.
So I like that. So are you disagreeing with HQ when she said that he's not qualified?
I don't feel like at this point in his career, no, he's not qualified. Hopefully, you know what? The job of vice president is on the job training. You learn the job and you learn to put yourself in position to move. You don't automatically step in day one. That's not how it works. So that's what it is. He's not qualified today because some of his viewpoints, especially what he said about none of his viewpoints are uniting. His viewpoints are still those that separate. Like when he said that the country is being ruled by people with more who have children should have more say and have better voting power than people who don't have children. He just said that, and he said that, and then he stood by. He said in 2001, and then he stood by it today. And he called, and he made a swipe at. He said the country has been run by cat ladies, single people with cat ladies. He said that about Kamala Harris.
Childless
cat ladies. And he said that about he threw Pete Buttigieg in there, who actually I think he was making a knock on gay people, but he Buttigieg has 2 children. So it's just like one of those things. It's just like
I'm trying to understand because based on I remember when I did my research, he was a Senate in Ohio, research. Right? No, wasn't he a Senate in Ohio, right?
Who?
JD Vance.
Okay, what about him? So
okay, hold on. Because your point. So why do you think? Let me ask this question: why do you think Kamala Harris is more qualified?
Because she's been in politics longer and she's been aligned herself with a more successful president.
Oh, see, I knew it was a level of bias there. Listen to what he said. He said, No, because it's biased because you saying that you believe based off your bias that she have aligned herself with a more successful president. Are you saying that Biden? Hold on, do you believe that Biden was more successful than Donald Trump?
Absolutely, 100%.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
Let's go policy for policy.
Oh, I don't want to go policy for policy.
Of course
I told you
don't.
I am a grown man.
Of course you don't.
And I do what I want to do on YouTube.
Exactly, because you all smoke.
I know you, Damien.
Like they say in Texas, you all had no cattle.
They can't put his policies up against Biden.
Exactly.
Biden. Matter of fact, Biden have not. He have not
Trump
put
did
any
1% of his agenda. He only got done with 1%. Biden got done with 15%. Biden is the most successful president.
That is crazy. Hello. So it's funny you say that. So you think people cannot afford food? That's the most successful president. People can't afford their gas. That's the most successful president. Like people can't even afford.
You know why everything is high?
You ain't look like you missing no meals.
Hold on.
Does he know why everything is high?
So you saying you are not judging a president by the policies that they push through, or the plans that they actually ran on, the policies that they ran on. You're not going to judge a president by the things that he ran on, and he was successful on those things? Is that what you're gonna say? I didn't think so. You better go wipe some baby's bottom.
And he didn't
May
ask
I
why
ask-
the policy, why the economy was high. He didn't ask why Trump put the tariffs in place, and by putting tariffs in place, you raise the goods within domestic areas. You raise the goods by doing that.
It got a
And
little
he didn't
hot
say
for him, so
anything
he had
about
to
the
go.
tax cuts. He didn't say anything about the tax cuts that Trump put in place that all those poor people got to pay for. And he gave tax cuts to the rich. You got to know
his policies.
I would like
Go
to
ahead,
ask
Otis, ask your
a-
question.
I would like to ask a simpleton question, and I want people to be honest, especially Damien, and I mean it's fair. Be honest. No matter who the president was, for us, Democratic or Republican, do you think 90% of what we're going through right now, we will still be going through, no matter who the president was? And answer honestly.
That is a very good question. And the question I'm saying,
That's a great question.
and I think no, because a lot of the things that we're just kind of getting out is a direct correlation with how the response to COVID was so blown by Donald Trump. Some of the things that are happening, some of the things that happened, like as far as economy. Well, we're coming out of it now. It's starting to level off or whatever. But what we had to do with COVID the economy was a direct reflection of Trump's lackluster response to COVID. Yeah, some of the things like gas and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a war from one of our people we get gas from. So yeah, gas prices gonna go up. That's just kind of it is. But I think the economy was in such dire straits because of the ineptitude of Donald Trump and the people in his cabinet related to the response to COVID.
Yeah, COVID has really devastated us. You
I honestly, Otis, that's a
I'm on
great
mute.
question.
Hold on, but a lot of time, another thing that people are trying to forget is that the reason why a lot of people made more money because there was a lot of money given to motherfuckers on top of what their salary was.
Facts.
They trying to act like that didn't happen. Like that was just
That little stimulus he gave. That's what made people like him a lot. When Trump gave out that stimulus.
So let's be honest about that.
But he
That's
used that
what-
as a distraction from like, see, I know
Yeah,
your
right.
aunt dying in the hospital, but here go $300.
Yeah.
You know?
And now everybody's saying, look, we made more money. You didn't make more money. You got a handout. Stop
Well,
it.
we're not saying that Trump never did
Anything.
anything. We're not
Right.
saying
To be
that.
honest,
What we're
I actually
saying is-
agree with Trump on the vaccine mandate. The way he handled that,
the what?
I don't have a problem with what he did.
Now y'all in trouble. Now you see his
I mean,
face.
yeah,
Y'all
we're
see
not.
Marvelous face. Y'all
we're
in
not
trouble.
saying
now.
that he
I
didn't do
honestly
anything.
think he did what he could do with that situation. I mean, that was a very unique situation.
What COVID?
Yeah, I think he did what he could do. I don't think
He could. And the reason I'm gonna disagree with you because he had models from other countries, whether it was China, whether it was France, whether it was Italy, where they did it a better way and they had less economic devastation and less death. So he had an opportunity. He had the roadmap to a successful way to combat this, and he chose to hide it and he chose to minimize it. Everybody else saw it as serious, so they took it serious. He saw it as
He got that from the
serious,
newspaper
so he didn't
too.
take it serious.
He got that from the newspaper too, because
Well,
I mean,
honestly,
the man,
he did mandate the vaccine though.
Hold on.
We didn't have the same newspaper either, man.
Damien, I have a little pushback.
Hold on, no. I got questions.
Go ahead.
I got questions about this COVID. So, are you saying that China had less of a outbreak than the American did with COVID?
I'm saying there's
Here we go, man. Look.
No,
So my pushback was that regarding the vaccination mandates, you got to understand constitutional law versus state versus federal. So it's like that's not really something you can really hold over Trump, but you can't take it away from him either. So, and to compare it to China, to me, that seems just a little bit disingenuous because their laws are not like ours.
Well, no, okay. It's a communist. They can just one person can say something and import it into their whole system. America is not designed that way. Do you agree or disagree with that statement, Damien?
Okay, go sit on the corner and there's probably cars running by. So let the grown people talk. All right, Jabba. So like I was saying, like you were saying, I get what you're saying, but the difference is if he would have acknowledged the seriousness of it earlier, everything that he did, there wouldn't have to be a Project Warp Speed. There could have just been a normal speed in order to get things done sooner. He could have said, okay, we need to develop vaccinations. We need to develop everything that we can. We need to prepare our people for the likelihood that this thing is a serious issue.
But that's the crazy part about what you're saying is it's proven that the vaccination didn't work. It didn't work.
He knew in December.
So basically what it is
under Trump's administration.
The vaccination did not work. So listen, this whole idea, like it is.
He knew in December. He knew in December, early January. And
listen to what y'all guys are saying, though. Hold on, I get what y'all guys are saying. Hold on, no, but what y'all guys are saying is that he should have went after vaccination sooner, and we have proven that
he should have locked down the country sooner.
No. Hold on. I got you. I got what y'all guys are saying. This is what I hear. I hear a whole bunch of people who not in charge telling what the leader could have did better. Like, oh, he should have did this. Because I can tell you right now, if he would have locked down this country too soon, a lot of people would have been complaining.
Well,
if he would have locked it down, hold on.
What are you talking about? They complained when he did. He should have locked it down when he first started. It wouldn't have spread as far as it did.
That's the point that I'm telling you. It would have spread regardless. Something that's airborne. Hold on.
Tell you not to come outside, and you come outside, you're gonna get arrested. You ain't going outside.
Hold on. She said we're going to turn to a communist state. To start locking.
People love to be at home and not work. A lot of people love to be at home and not work. Don't give me that garbage about you not wanting to be locked down. A lot of y'all love to be at home.
Listen to what she just said. She said if Sharon decide to walk outside his house, he's gonna get locked up because he's exercising his freedom. You said it.
I said
you didn't say lock people up if they come out their house.
I don't know what the consequences were for people. See,
stand on what you say, HQ. See, that's the point that I'm saying is they wanted us to move like China. That's how China was telling people
they wanted us to do it. We did that already. We've done it in 1912. God, what was the name of that flu that was out in 1912? They locked people down.
No,
it wasn't smallpox.
So Otis, you see what they saying that in the United States of America, Otis, we should have been telling people you get locked up for leaving your house. Are we serious? Hold on, but Otis, could you imagine? Hold on, Otis. I want to ask Otis a question. Otis, could you imagine if Donald Trump had put forth martial law and start locking people up because they left their house? What would these Democrats be saying, Otis? If he start locking people up for leaving their house, Otis? Come on,
no one was going to do that. No one would do that.
Yeah, she just talking. I told y'all she just talking.
We still would have called him a dumb jackass. And your question is, what else? What else?
Jesus Christ.
So there was a lot of Republicans that didn't even agree with what Trump was pushing for the vaccine, in the sense of the fact that that his views on it. If you ever listen to him talk about it, he believes the vaccine itself was the best thing ever because it was done under his administration. The actual COVID vaccine. Right. If you ever hear him talk about it, he thinks it's positive. Matter of fact, there's an interview he did with Candace Owens where they're talking about it. And she seemed more baffled of how he felt about the COVID vaccine.
Remember, this is the president that told kids to drink bleach on TV. Make it make sense. Make it make sense that y'all consider that person sane to lead the country. When he said
it's funny but y'all sure believe that somebody with Alzheimer's was same enough to lead the country. See, that's the point that I'm saying is that y'all guys are the biggest hypocrites and talk about you got a dude who can't even walk up the steps correctly. Y'all voted for him.
But he's not going to be.
Otis, you see what he's doing. I can look on Otis' face. Otis, see what Heather Man doing. You see it.
Otis see Heather Man cooking. That's what he sees. Tell him how I'm cooking with this hot grease from that St. Louis grease. I got
my daughter cooks on her Barbie play set.
And if you are cooking, we know you cooking Oriental food. So, Marvelous Opinion, how does the food taste?
Food is amazing. No, but seriously though, the only thing I was gonna add, because I know I have background noise. When it came to the economic collapse, We haven't really felt it yet, guys. I'm around the world, and places in Europe have really suffered a lot. Spain, Italy, more particularly, suffered a lot. I can't speak on China so much. China's a little hush hush about what they're really doing. Japan is suffering badly. The yen is getting his ass kicked. That's why I'm going to be afford a lot of good stuff right now. We have not felt it yet. I'm telling you right now, and it scares me because I thought I knew economics. It's all about supply and demand, resources, services, stuff like that. But it scares me because I know we didn't feel it yet. And we only feel like a little inflation with the bubble, with the housing prices like that. It's like the worst thing was this. I realized the country that did not suffer as much because they were real strict about immigration policies. I think it was Denmark. Either Denmark or Norway. Or no, it wasn't Sweden. Definitely not Sweden. I think it was Denmark. And they had kept everyone out. Every country has go their own issues when it comes to immigration, but they were real strict. And they were saying something like, "Oh, you guys are just you guys are so extreme. You guys are hateful. You don't want people to come to your country." And it's like, no, that's not it. He's doing what's best for his people in his country. And every time we talk about what's best for us in America, we try to like pretty much play the guilt where we're responsible for everyone else's troubles, so we have to suffer too. And it's like, no, the fuck we don't. But that's what we pretty much are going back and forth with when it comes to immigration, because that actually hurts us more resource-wise, economically. But we haven't even felt it, which is scary as shit. I'm like, dude,
But Mo, hold on. Let's ask the question: why have Americans have not felt it yet? Answer that question for me.
I believe, honestly, I think they're pretty much inflating and dumping money into companies to stay afloat. Just for the most part, but the Fortune 500 companies, that is our economy. That is our gold standard, to say the least. If they survive, we survive. If Ford survives, all of us survive. Anything that's in the Fortune 500 company, that is your money. American people, that is your money, your representation.
I got it. Hold on. So, Mo, let me. Who take care of the big guys, in your opinion, Mo?
Both sides, left and right.
Oh, here we go. All right, he's just full of crap. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Ain't no liberals taking care of the big guys. What are you talking about? They talking about taxing these big guys and companies, and you go talk about they take care of them too. They equally take care of them the same. Stop, Mo.
We have people doing.
I will tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because either man, it's simple. Because when Obama was in, right, he was on. Oh, sorry. When Obama was in, he definitely was taking care of a lot of people up in New York. And then you also had Trump also taking care of people up in New York. Again, it's all about what's happening with the stock market and shit. I looked at that shit and it don't make no sense because we should have collapsed a long time ago. I don't know where they're getting the money from. To me, it's like magic at this point. Because even when I used to have the debates about reparations or like that, I would say this and that, and it's a possibility that could happen if they did do it this. But then they proved me wrong when they start hitting out everyone checks. They start putting out all this money for all these people coming into our country, supporting them. I'm like, y'all guys got plenty of money currently. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't know what money is. Is it magic? Because they keep coming out of fucking thin air.
I got it, but in 2016 to 2020, how did the stock market look?
What year?
2016 to 2020. Tell me, how did the stock market look after Obama? Ooh, show on that plane. Ooh.
Hey,
nope,
either man would do.
I'm not gonna allow him to do it. Nope. I'm not gonna let him do it. We are the solution-based group. We rebel against remedial rhetoric every single day. Tomorrow will be no different. And I'll scream at y'all later. Thank you for everybody for rocking out with me. I really appreciate y'all as we mining through this dangerous YouTube streets. They try to cancel me. They put a strike on me. But we will not allow them to win. Absolutely not. The Rempire will still be falling, strikes or no strikes. I appreciate y'all. See y'all mañana.